everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is Wednesday, and that means it is time for Blades in the Dark. Here, where I just told Slade he was a cunt. Speaking of which, Slade, who are you? What are you doing here? Could you be more of a cunt, and who are you playing today?
Hi, I'm a cunt. You can find me on ClipDiceGaming on Twitch.
ClipDiceGaming.
And I will be back playing the traitor, Raymond Bowerstone.
You're a real piece of shit. We'll jump over to someone that you indirectly affected with your sassery, who lost several friends and allies. Miss Ginger Ninja, who are you? What are you doing here? How are your girls? And who are you playing tonight?
I'm Miss Ginger Ninja. I run a gaming channel, and we do our own version on Saturdays of Blades. Definitely not as serious. But what is really serious is how big of a beating Slade's going to get in this game today. I mean, Bowerstone. Both, probably. Yeah,
it's true. It's true. And the other half to the Blades in the Dark Dustvalian bromance. Greg, who are you? What are you doing here? How deep is your love? And who are you playing today?
It's very deep. I am Grimjack21502 on Twitch and the Twitters. And I wanted to say that I am a huge fan of the heel turn that Bowerstone has taken. I think it is a fantastic bit of narrative. It is ripe for a great climactic ending to this season 3 of the Shroud. And I am super dope and super pumped to see how this goes out. Let's get to it.
Sweet. And last, and as always, definitely least, Johnny, who are you? What are you doing here? And how can we fuck up your day?
You know me, I'm Johnny. I'm the GM for 6 and 20. Run a gaming channel as well. There's a bunch of things that you guys said in there that I want to address before we get started. First things first. Who's the bromance?
It's me. It's Nix and Steve.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I thought there it was an opposite attracts kind of a thing between Slade and Greg. So I thought, that might be interesting. The second thing is I have to wonder how much of this and the shenanigans that Slade is causing today going to affect him in the other game, and is there a power struggle there too? Because I know that he'll be fine. Sure,
he'll be
right?
Fine.
Okay. Right, I don't believe it at all. So where we left off was Bowerstone had decided to cause some problems for the Crows by signing a warrant for Steam's arrest, involving both the Bluecoats of Doskull and the Imperial Army. While that was going on, there was OC going off and trying to identify what was actually happening by doing a little bit of investigation at one of her other establishments when she found herself in the middle of an actual quote-unquote surprise attack, which apparently wasn't very much of a surprise because Steam and Nyx were actually there and had received information prior to that through the Rook network of Nyx's. So that fight went really well. Some really interesting things were learned. Some really scary things happened with Steam, just basically petrifying, causing great fear, and then slaughtering. I think it was, did we say it was, you said it was 35, right? 35 individuals who were compelled under ghost contract to the Northhook Company to take action as they saw fit. And then we found that we were back at the situation where Bowerstone was going to watch the arrest and the takedown of the Crows, including Steam, when he found out a little bit of something different. What happened, Bowerstone?
Well, they took a slight detour, didn't they? And they went and attacked the Lampblacks.
Oh, get fucked!
But that was interesting. But what else happened?
Someone approached me from behind, outstretched their hand and said, "Steam sends their regards."
Oh, get double fucked.
Johnny, I would like to mention, point of note, you forgot that OC had a new sprinkler system installed in one of her brothels.
Oh,
It was incredibly functional and matched the color and theme of the place.
And who actually installed that sprinkler system?
If you don't immediately do the sprinkler right now, we're not friends anymore.
I did it live when they were doing the fucking... They were
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
squirting on their throats. It's good stuff.
Okay.
That was it.
So, we're going to open on Nyx and Steam, actually, who were making an exit from the crow's nest. And you were heading a very particular direction. I believe it was to go and find Mr. Bowerstone, or to go to the Bowerstone estate.
Okay.
What was that? Is that where you guys were headed? Or, I mean,
Steam was leading my girls to the somewhere.
We were
safety.
circling. Yeah, we were circling the wagons. We were bringing everybody from the Silk Shore brothel to the Crow's Nest.
I remember that, and there was. I mean, it seemed like that there was bringing everybody under the same, essentially, roof. But there was some intention to go someplace else for both Steam and Nyx at that point. So, do we want to start there, or do we want to start someplace else?
I don't remember where we were going.
Okay, let me remind you. You were going to go pay a visit to that second room story floor.
Oh, we were going to Bowerstone's actual house. That's
Yeah.
right, because of the ghosts that were inside that I can kill his parents.
Yeah, OC wanted to go as well.
Yeah, that's right. I gotta re-deadify his parents. And their disgusting corpses that he hides in their bedroom.
Bring someone who could punch ghosts. Hello.
I can make them do whatever I want with my new powers.
I used to be able to kill ghosts.
But then you take an arrow to the knee?
But then he took a ginge to the head of an enemy.
But then Ginge keeps destroying all of my magical weapons.
For the good of the group!
It hasn't been.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe we were sending some of the girls back to the Crow's Nest, and then we were headed towards the Bowerstone estate.
All right.
After we clean up a bit, we're like covered in fucking
No,
blood.
I would get the manager to. I'd be like, hire someone.
I think
to
he
deal
means
with that.
ourselves.
Us. Like, Nyx and I are...
No,
you are
it's fine.
too. You're
I'm
like
fine.
half one... Okay, fuck it. We'll just
She's
walk
like
through-
half naked. She's just gonna walk outside like, give me a carriage.
Season 3. Who cares? Right.
Wait, you ever seen a boob before? She's just yelling at people in the street.
It's natural.
Hello, we're outside a brothel.
It's how you feed
And this
children.
is
It's
still
natural.
short. I would expect things to be crazy down there, but you know.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. So, with that in mind, what's actually happening here, guys? Where are you going?
I believe we're going to the Bowerstone estate, if I'm not mistaken.
And if it times up the way it should, he shouldn't be there.
Why is that, Steam? Why shouldn't he be there?
Because he was getting fucked by my trickery.
Okay, so let's clarify that a little bit. So the person that tapped on Bowerstone's shoulder was actually Petra.
Correct.
Petra is the friendly slash foe contacts that Steam has on his sheet. Let's talk a little bit about that. What is Petra actually going to do here?
Well, she's already done it. Petra's main job throughout the course of Steam's tenure here in Blades in the Dark was to provide him with any information that was initially Shroud related, meaning Nyx or OC or Bowerstone, so he could track them. And then after that, it was to help him with certain other acquisitions of Tycherosi and things like that. She was just providing him with information before it became public or even private sector knowledge as it would pass her desk, so to speak. If at any point, though, she was told that if there was a move directly against Steam, that she would redirect it judo style and make sure that it benefited Steam, because Petra, and this is a little behind the scenes action, is the last surviving member of the Steam cult.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well then, with all that information in mind, you make your way to the Bowerstone estate, and you find it unoccupied, except for what was the name of your manservant?
Kaiser.
So, what is Kaiser standing orders when you're not in the estate, when you're not in the house?
It's basically to maintain, the property, keep it clean, do his chores. But I imagine that when Bowerstone's out, he's probably in his chair smoking his pipe.
So basically, fucking off.
Yeah.
Okay. So you find the house unoccupied other than Kaiser. How would you like to proceed?
We've been there before.
Yes.
Do we know if there's any kinds of warding in this house? Having been there at least once?
So
Second floor is warded.
the second floor was warded. That was specifically mentioned. What else generally would be managed, Raymond?
In all honesty, not a lot, because it became for him to just become secular to himself. So the only thing that was precious to him was his family, so that's what got warded. Everything else was just sort of left as is. No security, really, or anything like that.
Okay. Would your family, because the family business originally was trading in, high-end occult goods as well, would there be any other spot in the house that would be warded in any way?
I'd say a basement, if they had one, if they kept like the really special antiquities away.
Almost like a vault kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you arrive, after a little snooping and scoping through the windows, you find Kaiser asleep with a book on his lap, with a pipe kind of sort of dangling from his mouth in a chair, in a comfy chair.
Where is he?
Downstairs in the, I assume, a study or a lounge.
Okay. Are we outside or inside at this point?
You tell me.
If the door's not locked. Even if the door's locked, we'd probably be pretty easy to get into that.
Can I try to
I think
grapple to
determined
one of
you
the
would be-
windows?
Say what?
Can I grapple to one of the windows?
Do you really want to grapple with a window?
Yeah.
How do you grapple a window?
I didn't know up to a window.
Oh,
I have my sash doubles as a
climbing gear.
based on the book.
Yeah.
As climbing gear.
Sure.
Sure.
The thing is, I really fucked it up last time I was on a fire escape, and I gotta redeem myself. You guys remember that?
No, we remember.
Guys, I'll just jump onto the next door with you. Where?
I remember Bowerstone saving your ass too, which is ironic. But
Oh man, yeah.
I wait for her to make her attempt, and then Steam's just gonna knock on the door.
So, I kind of want you to just tell me what happens. What happens when you grapple, or when you grapple up when you use your sash to climbing? Does it actually work?
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll. If I can roll for it.
Sure, you're more than welcome to roll for it. I thought it would be kind of interesting to for you to just narrate what happened, because season 3, fuck it.
Is the window open?
No.
Can I? Fuck! I didn't think this far ahead, guys.
We knew as soon as you said it. We were like,
Nix and Steam are looking up,
Can I use my blade to pick the lock to jimmy it open?
all I see is you have the blade right with the sash tied to the end of it, and you just sort of let the slack go, and you're swinging the blade like you're gonna throw it and stick it to the wall, and we're just looking at you as Steam opens the front door.
She'll climb back down once she realizes the window's locked. She'll climb back down and go, guys, window's locked. Just so you know.
It looked really cool, OC.
Thanks.
I would assume the window.
I was just airing out my,
Yes, because of all the killing that.
my half top I've got going on here.
It's like a flag in the breeze. So yeah, I would say we proceed inside. Jesus Christ.
All right. So, you step in and you find him asleep in essentially the study. Raymond, just for a little bit of refreshing, we've been in the downstairs before, I believe in the dining area and in essentially the lounge or study area. Can you want to talk a little bit about the layout of the Bowerstone family home?
So yeah, it's living quarters upstairs, dining quarters, lounge, studies in the downstairs area. The books, some things are definitely more well used than others. Cupboards are more well used, but you look at things like the bookshelves and certain shelves, and they've got thick layers of dust on them. So even though some things are kept up, other things have just been left.
Sorry, we're just switching mute to unmute. All right, so that's the layout that you find in the downstairs. How do you guys want to proceed?
Where did we see Creature? What's his name? Kaiser, so say?
Kaiser.
Where did we see him?
In one of the studies or lounges, just kind of asleep with a book. Pipe dangling from his half-lit pipe, kind of dangling from his lip. I mean, he's literally passed out as Raymond described him, being sort of that lazy, sort of when the master's not home kind of a thing.
Go ahead, Steam.
I was going to say, here's how I see it. We can go upstairs, we can compel or kill his family, and then OC can come down here and slit the old man's throat and burn the place to the fucking ground.
Oh, well, I was just going to shoot him in the face.
You guys are talking, and she's halfway through chugging his whatever she found that's hidden of his best drinks, and she just looks over and is like,
"Oh, you're taking my vice, you."
Yeah, I would just as well shoot him in the face, but that does things quieter.
Yes, he fell asleep with his pipe.
And slit his throat.
He slit his own throat.
Yes, with his pipe.
He was embarrassed because of his lack of pipe skills.
or I could trance him and he could die peacefully.
No.
I would have that. That sounds
I
counterintuitive.
like the former plan, to be honest. Second door on the right, is that correct?
Yes.
Sure.
Now, how should we proceed? So there should be a mother who's a real pickle. There should be a father, and there should be some type of screaming child that we have not met yet.
Yes, this is all correct. I think he mentioned something about another sibling, but I believe he is crazed and speaking nonsense.
And he also believed that one was still living.
Yes, you heard that as well. Yes,
I did. I was there.
I forget.
I did too, until you just mentioned it.
Tag to you.
OC's gonna walk past them with this
Back
bottle,
again.
just drinking up the stairs. She's gonna go take one of his shirts so she can cover herself up.
So, I now have another question for Raymond. As you've described your descent into madness, your parents are constantly with you. Are they with you right now?
I believe they would be. At least one of them, if not both.
Well, you tell me. Are one of or both of them with you?
Can I make a fortune roll on this? Because I can see it going either way.
You can absolutely do that.
Yeah. Right, so I'm going to do that. So just the basic fortune roll. High end, they're with them. Low end, they're back home.
So it's not as simple as that. I think there's a couple of factors that we definitely need to throw into here in respect to the pool, right?
Okay.
First, you get the sure one for luck.
Mm-hmm.
Another is, ultimately, this determines their location. So you want this to succeed because you want them to still be there. That would be my assumption. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would
Don't
say an
kill my
additional one.
family.
I'd say an additional one because he's always said that they've been hounding the shit out of him. They came out into the Deadlands with him.
Right.
So, I mean,
Exactly.
I would say that there should at least be another one for that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I would also suggest that there is another one for the fact that the descent into madness has given him probably a better relationship with his two parents who are dead than has previously been there. Everybody?
I mean, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
All right. So there are 3 dice on the table. Is there any negative really in this particular situation other than the warded, which really doesn't apply here because obviously they've been talked about as being with him the entire time?
I mean, I can only think of things that are like a stretch, and that would be someone to keep an eye on the place, whereas that seems too much of a stretch for me.
I
They've been dead for
I
so
also
many
have a
years.
stretch, and that it's the first time you came back to the Crow's Nest. Steam took his Ghost Bane charm, Spirit Bane charm, and put it on you.
Maybe when you're around us, they don't like. If you're going to the Crow's Nest to be near us, maybe they would leave because
Yeah.
of how it went last time. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah,
don't like my
we've
friends.
established that they do not like Steam and Nyx.
I punched his
Or
mom.
OC.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, everybody. They pretty much don't like any of us.
Okay, so it sounds like there's enough of an argument to remove one of those positives and just give
Okay.
him 2 dice for that. Okay. All right, don't forget to write a neat little message, and you should probably switch over to the dice screen.
Probably.
Hashtag pro streamer.
Right, that's supposed to say knocking.
Do you say cocking?
It does
Nice.
say,
It's meant to say knocking.
guys,
Do you have
Here's
a
your
penis
reference.
knocker on your front door?
don't.
Yeah.
If you come to the Bowerstone mansion, don't come a cocking. If this mansion's a burning, don't come a cocking.
Don't come a cocking. Really, dude?
I'm not even sorry about that.
All right. So they're not with Raymond. So how do you guys proceed? You don't hear them in the house right now.
OC is still stealing a shirt. What's your favorite shirt? Should we say?
Oh, definitely a blend of purple and black.
They all look the same. Let's
It's gonna
be
look
honest.
great on OC.
He's Batman.
You can
so
state it.
you know,
Yeah,
anything.
state a theme and take a
Awesome.
jacket.
Yeah. Grab me one also. I think not to roleplay Steam, but I think we head up to that building. To that door.
I
OC's
agree.
gonna take a shirt, 2 or 3 shirts, and throw them out the window into like the front yard area. You'll see why later.
This is vandalism. There's no need for this.
Okay. So you come to the room.
I
that
pull
you
out my
didn't
Spirit
pass.
Bane charm.
Okay. So the last time that you were in here, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was an uncomfortable amount of almost a cacophony of noise coming and screaming and yelling. It's now silent.
There's baby crying.
That's
Which
what
is
it was
odd.
last time. Yeah.
Can I attune?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm attuning the fuck out of this place.
Yeah. I think we would all be doing it.
Should we all
Okay.
just roll a straight attune?
Do you want to just roll straight attune, or do you want to treat this as a group action?
Group action, I guess.
Yeah, we could all build off each other. Yeah.
Right. So everybody roll. Who wants to lead the group action though? Because there will be some stress here.
I'll do it. I'll take the stress.
Okay.
No, I won't.
I have none.
No, I won't.
I have none. I'll do it.
I have not
Yeah.
checked my sheet. I have not consulted my sheet. I'm not.
I live pretty stress free. So
Actually, no. Season 3, fuck it. Let me do it.
okay. Sure.
Wait.
If I-
do you,
if-
do you
I'm
really
gonna pass out if I do
with
it.
the trauma? Okay. That's.
I have 1 stress.
I
I
am
mean,
so
technically,
hot.
I could take it because I'm.
You know what? Here. Well, hold on. Here's the thing. How much stress does OC have right now?
6 or 7.
Gonna make a judgment call, guys. Anybody can call me and say, bullshit on this, but she got Nye back for at least a short period of time, and they spent the night together. I think
Stress relief. Yeah.
she's perfectly fine.
I mean, didn't you spend some
I'm
stress?
with you on that.
Didn't you spend some stress to kill a bunch of dudes? That's why.
That's why I have.
That was
stress.
after that. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was going ham at the silk shore
It's the
thing.
same-
I also rolled 1s for when I tried to do
yeah,
it. But
it's the same reason why Greg has, or why Steam
You
has
know what,
stress.
Johnny? I love you, man, and I appreciate it. Season 3, fuck it. We're going with it.
I mean, I'll lead the action. I only have 1 stress.
No.
Okay, go nuts.
She's telling you how it is, man. She's telling you
Go
how
nuts.
it is.
Just roll straight all the way through.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're leading it, roll it first.
Just
Yeah,
risky
just,
standard.
we're gonna call it controlled, and
Well.
that works.
It doesn't matter.
Season 3, fuck it, and you.
1 stress.
No,
For every
stress.
one of us that
Every
fails,
failure.
you take a stress.
Okay, that's how it works. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
everyone-
shit, guys.
Yeah. That's why
There's
I
only
said
2
I'll
of
do
you,
it.
so I'm fine.
Controlled and standard.
Sure.
I critted. I'm the most fucking attuned you could ever attune to anything in the fucking world. I am one with the Bower Mance.
Kill it. Kill it. Kill it, Greg. Kill it. Let's see what Steam does.
Greg, can you please crit also? Fuck you, Greg.
5 is good enough. I'll take it.
Piece of shit. Technically, Steam Nyx is better at tuning than you.
Attuned as fuck, you see the wards immediately. But with that crit, and given that this is a group roll, you can see into the room and see the residual of the ghost field in there. Raymond, what do they see inside of that room?
So what you would see inside of that room is a bloodbath that happened years ago and hasn't been cleaned. The dry blood splatter on the walls, the windows, and also a baby's crib that has been dried, soaked in blood. Also a family picture that hangs on the wall of the Bowerstone family. I'll need to ask Johnny on what picture they see. Do they see the one with the 2 kids or the one?
They see the one with the twins.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't see that until they walked into the room, but that's a good point of reference. So when Bowerstone had this room warded, let's talk a little bit about that real quick. Was it right after? Or was this the kind of thing that Kaiser helped him with at some point that wasn't,
Yeah.
Because he was...
It wasn't immediate.
Right.
It wasn't immediate. The days and weeks that sort of plagued him as well, and realizing what it was, they decided, we better install a warding in here, please.
Okay. All right, but the room is still warded at this point. And I'm going to assume that it's warded with both physical and spectral/occult locks. How do you guys want to proceed?
Stealthily. What? I guess it's prowess to, or what is it? Prowess or finesse to pick locks?
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Do we have eyes with the attune roll on inhabitants of said room, since the parents are on site? Should they be in that room, or would they be in that room, or can we see them?
Yes, they're staring down into the crypt.
Okay, Steam would like to compel one of them to come over, and if they can, open the door, or if not, leave the room.
Is there a role associated with your compel? I do not believe so, but I'm going to ask that question anyways.
There is not, because I have the ability to compel. So I say, hey, Bowerstone prick, right this way.
I'm guessing that's my dad.
Whoever.
Whoever answers, I guess.
Which would you prefer him to do? Open the door or unlock
Yes.
the lock?
Yeah, the first thing is open the door. If they can't do that, then just come on right out. Past the wards.
Okay, so they are there is a fair bit of movement behind the door, but eventually the locks all come down, physical and spectral warded, and the door opens, and you see the bloody mess inside.
I tell them to go.
The body's still there.
He is fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
So
Those bodies are still there.
the bodies are still there, and they're rotting essentially. They're not
Oh, yeah,
mummified,
they're rotting. Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Fucking 8 years ago.
They're not still rotting then.
Okay, so
Yeah,
then
they're basically-
the smell's
it's-
gone at that point after 8 years.
Yes,
Okay.
but they are. I mean, the decay is still going on, but they
Yeah.
are not. There's not a lot. There's not
Yeah.
flesh.
I wasn't sure this was like a kind of. That's a different.
Stop.
That's a different reaction than we want.
Though,
Somebody clip that,
let me ask this particular question to the group, and let me see what you guys think. Given there were spectral wards and there were physical wards on the location, would that hold back the test of time in any way, shape, or form?
I mean, the physical locks just lock the door, right?
Well, there's more to it than just that, right? But those are the questions that I'm asking. Is it
I mean, unless it's
sealing the room?
Yeah, unless it's hermetically sealed, there's like a seal under the door and the windows. Air would get in and expose it.
Right. So then I ask the question: would the spectral locks in any way, shape, or form also affect them? I'm asking the question of the table to establish precedence here.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and he
I
also
wouldn't
said
think
that
so either, but
yeah, it also said it was a while before they did that as well. It wasn't
Right.
immediate. Yeah.
Plus,
exactly.
he's gone in and out of the room since then,
Oh yeah, multiple times.
so that alone would break the seal. I would say there could be a ritual performed to seal in a tomb-like place, but I don't think he did that.
Okay, Raymond, where are they in the room? Where are the bodies?
So the first two bodies would be the baby and what would be the mother, which would be closest to the crib, and the baby somehow still in with the mother's arms or where they used to be, and the father's body right behind them, just slumped on the floor.
Okay. So along with that, and the blood spatter, and the dust, and the cobwebs, and everything else, you do notice a couple other things, right? The crib looks like it's been slept in, like it's been used, even though
Gross.
the body of the baby is in the mother's arms, which is not in the crib.
Yeah.
Right, but so the crib looks like it's been used. It looks like the chair in the corner has been used, like there has been weight and there's wear from it. And the other thing that you notice is the picture frame in the room containing the portrait of the family Bowerstone.
Chat, for the record, in 3 seasons, I've punched homeless people and a prostitute to death. I haven't slept with my dead parents. So, if you want to know who the real monster is.
Wait.
But he's their little baby boy.
Checkmate, Nix.
Yikes. Gross.
I think so too. Anyways.
So yeah, the door creaks open, and who's standing in front of us? Which Bowerstone?
It is the wife looking at horror, or it is the mother looking in horror with the baby in her arms.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Steam.
And the
she's
father is just, kind of compelled to do whatever Steam does.
Steam looks at the father and says,
How did you die?
Bowerstone.
We don't know who it was, but it was a blade. One blade stabbed my wife in the back. Then he saw the child in her arms as they fell together, and he slit the throat. Before I rushed in, and he turned around and finished me off.
Was the person wearing a mask?
No.
And you have not found them here in the
Them?
City of Dusk.
We know who exactly it was.
You have not assigned a gender to it yet. Therefore, I am referring to it as ethereal. Them, it.
Why are you in our house?
I ask the questions here, old man. The child in your wife's arms. Who is it?
My daughter.
The
Olivia.
picture shows 2 boys. I have met one. Where is the other?
Your name is Steam, correct?
I said I ask the questions. Be quiet.
You see, Raymond is weak. I think we can all agree on that.
You will find no argument with me.
So we needed to mold him correctly.
You
one-
failed.
Right? No, my friend, we didn't fail. You see, he always needed to become stronger, less caring. but he always cared for his family. You see, when we saw him with you lot, it's almost like he found a new brother, a new mentor, a new sister. We knew that he was weak with you, but when we told him that his brother was still alive and out there, oh, you should have seen the look on his face of joy.
Wonderful. You claim to care of your family, the House of Bowerstone. Your actions have brought about its end.
Raymond is not the last Bowerstone.
But now I know there's another. Bowerstone is over. I'll kill them both.
Seek to destroy Raymond all you want. I don't care. He was
I'll leave him alive and kill the other.
Raymond will not let that happen.
He can't stop me. He can't stop us. You failed in your power play.
But he will try.
Look at your house. This wonderful monument to the Bowerstone name. Do you see my friend OC, the one that you said was too weak, the one that was making your son soft?
Sure.
With one swipe of her blade, she can burn this place to the fucking ground. And then you can rule over Ash in a spectral house with a dead baby, not knowing who killed you, because you have spent your years where you could have been hunting down your killer, trying to turn your little boy into a little man.
Material possessions are no longer our interests.
Good.
We've been ghosts.
You won't have any.
But our name, Mr. Steam, our name will live on in legend. Whether that legend is minor or something of a catastrophe, the Bowerstone name will be written in the books.
Yes, as the family who fell before the Shroud. Well done. Well
And the worst
done.
alderman of all time.
We have no issue with that. We found it quite interesting that you wish to take on the responsibilities of his actions, though, Nix.
What actions do you speak of?
Raymond always came in here and almost prayed when he placed on, as he points to under the crib to a case, whenever he put that ridiculous outfit on. But now he no longer needs to hide his identity. He's given up, wanting to build something for himself, but his family, his brother.
His family with no name, with no house.
Raymond doesn't care about name. I mean, look at him. He lets himself become, controlled. He almost has no will. That's why it's so easy to manipulate him.
And what of the other? You who love family are so casually remove one half of the twins from your grasp. You focus on Raymond and let this other lost boy lead a life in the city of dusk. Yes, you are family people, strong and proud.
Our other son is in the care of someone that was able to...
Tell me who. No, tell me who, Mr. Bowerstone. This is not a request.
Compelled?
You betcha.
What was the name again? It was Phillips? Yeah, Phillips.
Phillips. Where are
or
they?
as you would know him as the leader of the North Hook.
Leader of the North Hook. What is the boy's name?
Timothy.
Where does Timothy like to go?
We left Timothy alone. Timothy's not ready yet to understand his...
You haven't watched Timothy from afar? His growth, his progression under the thumb of Northhook? I find that hard to believe.
See, we made sure we were key. We knew Phillips would do well with him, but he hangs around their estate most of the time. Is
Phillips aware of your presence, of your lingering here in the City of Dusk?
I'm sure they are, but they do not come to us to talk.
That's fine. I want you to go to them. I want you to go to Phillips and tell them that you wish to see Timothy here in the house. Go. Now.
Neat.
As they disperse into the air.
Where would you say his best whiskey or scotch collection is at in the house?
Fuck you.
I have one question for Raymond or for Slade before we cut to Slade. In the circumstances happening across town. Has the father ever actually seen Timothy?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to cut to across town. Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to make sure that the details were fitting in line with the story. Cutting across town to Bowerstone, overlooking this folly, as Petra says, I wouldn't spend too much time lingering. He's gonna find you. You know that, right?
Oh my dear. Oh, I have been played.
No, I don't think you understand. This isn't play.
Not play? Not play? Oh my dear. This is
a change of circumstance. Just plain and simple.
It is. Are they up there alone?
No, they're not up there alone. There is a group of people up there, including Bluecoat's captains.
Oh, you're so smart, so smart. What is your name? What is your name?
Mr. Bowerstone, you know my name. We have worked together before. But I'm just going to tell you this. As a god, you cannot get away from steam.
What is a god to a non-believer?
A heretic. And she turns and leaves and walks down the stairs. How does Raymond go after this?
So even though he's laughing and crazed, in his mind he's unfortunately now working out what is the best pursuit. Because not only is this going to get the Shroud on Tim, it's also now the public's not going to be too happy about this random attack at Lampblacks.
Well,
So-
technically, it's the Lampblacks are still a street gang in Crowsfoot.
Technically. Yeah.
So you are doing some good. It's just the ultimate intent has been diverted.
You've secured several dozen votes in the Crow's Nest.
Votes for what, I wonder?
So do we.
Prom King?
Okay, Bowerstone, you're
and because it was late in the night, I mean, his natural way would be go back home.
okay.
Yeah.
And so as you're leaving, you see that the raid on the Lampblacks was actually quite successful, and those few that tried to escape are actually shot down as they're trying to run. Incidentally, Nyx will get a note later that the Lampblacks have been removed as a threat to Crowsfoot.
Threat.
Hey guys, I'm helping.
No, we got information they were coming for us. So,
Like I said, they've been removed as a threat from. So we're going to cut to Raymond coming back home, and you find the door slightly ajar.
He's gonna slowly just take out one of his daggers and just pry the door open. And turning his head left and looking down the hallway as he sees probably Kaiser's still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Just, forgets to lock the door. He'd actually slam the door closed and lock it up, removing his jacket and his holsters and placing them on the coat racks. Just, time for a drink.
You see QOC walking down the stairs, wearing one of his like shirts, which is too big for her, and just her garters and her shoes because her clothes are just a ripped, torn mess. And she's just, oh, Mr. Bowerstone's home.
OC, I see you took up my offer for a friend to help out a friend.
I am helping a friend here, yeah.
I can see purple's not your color. Drink, even though I see you've already got one, it's really meant to be poured instead of straight from the bottle.
I'm okay. You should come see our other friends. I just met them in your room up here.
What?
There was a reason I never wanted children. Too much crying. Luckily, this baby's not crying. Otherwise, I'd need a lot more of this.
OC, you are funny, as he turns and goes over to the coat rack. You see, I didn't want to think of you like this. As his hand goes and reaches.
Put it down. And you see Nick's at the top of the stairs. That's a good boy. Now, what have we been up to today?
I took care of the lampblacks.
Did you?
Well, it was my orders.
Was it? Well, we've done you a favor as well, as you are so kind to assist me with the lampblacks. And we've sent your parents to go find your brother. They'll be back any time now.
Most likely with a battalion of North Hook's thugs.
Have a seat. OC
Good.
has a drink for you.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry about the shirt in advance, and you're home. And she's just gonna sit down.
She's been drinking heavily. There was several losses in one of her establishments, and, well, you know, with
You thought you'd make yourself at home.
With Crowsfoot so unsafe and threatened by the Northhook, we came to the most reliable place we could think of. Here, where no one would look for anyone of import.
There certainly aren't any threats here.
Well, we are all on the same team.
Well,
Are we?
There was a time.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Don't you? Who recently sold whom out? Doors and keys, Raymond. Doors and keys. When you pick another key, there are always consequences. I was your key.
I had other interests.
You had other mistakes.
Lucy was interested with her girls, Steen with his children, you with your
Domination.
life. But in the end, as I said to Steam and he agreed, this is the end. And we can feel it coming.
And
I found my brother.
So have I.
And what do you plan to do with that, Steam? You plan to kill my brother? My family?
In a word, yes.
Why?
We were a team.
You
That's
tried
why.
to kill my family. You tried to send your battalions to kill children. What is one look-alike to a loser in my mind.
I saved your sister, remember? I was there helping her out. So let's get one thing right. Family is more than just a name. It is the blood that runs through the veins, Steam.
And for my
That's
girls,
what family is.
who were
And
my
we
families-
shared that, Bowerstone. OC shares it with her girls. You and I shared it. We all shared it at once. We were no gang. The Shroud, in many ways it still does, controls the destiny of Duskfall. And you decided to turn your back on it.
I don't want Duskfall anymore.
And
I
it
care
no longer
about one
wants
thing.
you.
If this is to be what I think it is to be Steam, then how about a god give a non-believer some time?
Raymond, you speak of what you do not know. You speak of your family. You speak of the mother, the father, the child that died here in this room. But what do you know of pain? What do you know of loss? And Johnny, while attuned to the ghost field, Nyx reaches out and grabs onto something I think that maybe Bowerstone might be able to see it too, but Steam can definitely see it. The massive tear from the glaive. He grabs onto it and rips.
What
towards
are
it
you
open.
doing?
What do you know of pain and loss? What do you see?
Were you not
beyond this
warned?
veil? It is what it is. They're already coming. Steam saw them in droves. What do you know of this kind of loss? And through the hole, you can see all of the Ghost Armada. Oh man, I think Johnny's frozen.
Wow! Is he gone?
We knew.
Is he gone?
Oh, yeah.
You could hear him. He's just frozen. He's waiting till the end of the scene.
Yeah, I wait till the end of the scene in order to redo my camera. So.
Okay.
That's an interesting one. I love this. I really do. My goodness. Oh, there's so much going on now. So much.
Bowerstone. Raymond. This is your last chance. There was a
Last
time when you and I
chance.
were friends. That we shared time, training. We were family. And now in front of Nyx and OC, I want you, if there's any sliver of the Raymond that I met, of the bomb, if there's any inkling of the man that I came to respect and love, say it. Say you are still one of us, and say it with enough conviction to make OC believe you. Fight it, Raymond. They aren't here.
I do. This is games. It's games.
It is not. You know that I do not play them. This is one friend, one brother, asking another, are you in there?
Shut up. Shut up. Wait a minute. And this time he's actually going to be listening for those voices and seeing that because of his command and the echo on, he begins to listen. It's quiet.
It's just us. I need you to say it. I need you to say it, Raymond. I need you to say it so OC hears it. I need you to say, I am with you.
I'm with you. I don't know how much longer I can go.
He steps forward and hugs Bowerstone and pulls him close to him.
The family returns.
I am going to try to push them away physically.
As you begin to attempt that, the father, in Steam's peripheral vision, nods to you and begins to move out into the hallway.
He nods to me.
Yes.
The boy is here.
Do you follow him?
Out into the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still attuned. Can I see anything out front?
There is nothing else there besides the two spirits and the baby spirit. But the father spirit moves out into the hallway, almost as if he doesn't want somebody in the room to hear what he has to say.
I take Bowerstone and hand him off to OC, and I gesture towards Nick, or Steam gestures towards Nyx, and we go out into the hallway. If Nyx follows.
Nyx follows. Actually, Nyx follows, and as Bowerstone is a sniveling pile of man in the middle of the stairwell, he walks up to him and sort of grabs him on the shoulder and leans in very close to him so that no one can hear it, and he says, "Remember, Raymond, I am your weakness. I will keep you down, and every time you stumble, every time you fail, when you are weak, I will be there." And he sort of shoves you towards OC and follows Steam.
So, when you step outside and the door closes, you see that the spirit is actually at the bottom of the stairs. So, when you hesitate, he motions for you to come down. What do you do?
Nyx follows Steam's lead.
You follow him, Steam? Down the stairs?
I'm still in the field. Do I see anything? I'm not walking into any type of...
You don't see any, you don't get the feeling that this is any type of trap. He is still under your ability of compel.
Yeah, I'll go downstairs.
The exchange is short, but he tells you two things. One, he did not want Raymond to hear this. And that two, that Philip's offer to Raymond, to his promise to the father, his commitment to the child that he saved, was false. Timothy is dead. By Philip's own hands.
When?
Years.
Have you found his spirit?
No.
Perhaps you should spend the remainder of your days wandering the city of dusk, hoping to find it. Perhaps in its death, you can atone for your failures in its life.
And he begins to move out
Wait.
and wander the city.
And he calls out to him. He says,
He's under Steam's control.
Yeah, Steam will wait. Listen to Nyx.
"You have failed your family, you failed your son, you failed to protect the twin. But you may have one use left. Where is Phillips?"
At the Northook building.
"Where?"
He gives you a detailed indication of where Phillips typically finds himself, which is on the 3rd floor, moving from offices to a particular study and then back and forth.
You are an undeserving cretin. The death of Phillips will not be for you, or your sons, or your wife or daughter, or whatever misguided hopes and beliefs you may have that his death may bring you. But know that in whatever journey Steam sends you on, he will be dead.
Perhaps you did not go on a journey, Lord Bowerstone. Did you speak with Phillips directly? Did you make manifest yourself, or did you glean this from just haunting him?
He tells you a short tale of following Phillips around, first from the family home back to the office. And in the office, off in one side of a room, is a perfectly preserved, taxidermied almost, little boy. And that was the body and the trapped vessel, but it is dead.
Did he bottle your son?
He shrugs. And he just doesn't, he can't give you a confirmation one way or the other. He doesn't know.
Lord Bowerstone, though you are incorporeal, though you are a spirit, do you feel it still inside you as a father would? Do you feel revenge? Do you feel vengeance for the loss of a child that you entrusted to someone?
There are a play of emotions that go across his face. Mostly the rage that Raymond has seen. And then there was a low guttural yes.
Help us kill him. Help us take out Northhook. Help us find your son if he is bottled. There are ways to bring him back, to reunite him with his brother. Perhaps two halves can make a whole. As Raymond is struggling, perhaps his brother will make him safe.
Raymond is weak.
Raymond is one half of strong.
Are you compelling him or are you convincing him?
No, I'm convincing him. I want this to be of his own volition. I want this to be of Lord and Lady Bowerstone's desire to see their both sons and their family elevated. This is a ruin. You are cast out from the lords and ladies of the City of Dusk. You do not need to fight for your place. You need to fight for your family. This history you spoke of, the history that Raymond so desires, that has been fed into his brain by your constant manipulations, make it manifest. Make it real. You don't have to be a story or a footnote. You can be a legend.
Okay, and with that, we're going to do a fortune roll. And that way I can do the camera shift.
No.
And with the fortune roll, because I honestly believe that this is a situation where ultimately I want randomness and true fate to determine and it not be a character thing, because I can see this going both ways. Unless Raymond has an idea that it might of a different way to handle this.
No, I think what Steam's trying to go with this, I think it's pretty on point.
Yeah, I'm down for a fortune roll.
Okay,
I think it makes sense.
then let's do it.
All right, so 1 for luck.
Yep.
I mean, 1 because he's
Is
compelled.
this me or who's rolling this?
I think it's you.
I want Steam to roll it, but I think that for given the way that Raymond has played this, I think that he is the ultimate judge of the positives. There's a negative or two that I would throw out, but I think because of the way he's played this, he deserves the opportunity to make the decision on the positives.
Okay, so one is definitely on the heritage of family. And even though they wanted to go chaos or whatnot, it's still a family heritage thing.
I'd also say one because regardless of your intent, he still is actually under compulsion.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of in your favor. This might be the same thing that you just said, Slade, but the fact that he just found out that his son's dead, that he thought was alive this whole time, that's motivation to help.
Mm-hmm.
LC, Steam, do you have any additions?
Just that he agreed without being compelled that it was revenge, that he felt revenge, that he felt vengeance. And that was without compulsion. It was an honest retelling of his feelings.
I got 5. What do we have for negatives?
So hold on a second. Do all of those make sense to Raymond, though? Does all of those,
I think they do. Yeah. Listening to those, yeah.
Okay, all right. Because ultimately, because of the way that this is played out, and because this is a big part of your backstory, and because this is, in some ways, a definitive moment for your character and for the representation of your family, I just want to be clear about that. It ultimately is your decision on the positive side. Okay.
What about negatives?
I have plenty of negatives, but the two that seem pretty strong to me, and I'm going to let you guys decide. The first is the absolute uncertainty of this situation, given how much trauma has gone into this, right? Raymond's, as Raymond has portrayed it, his decision to bottle them up is partially why they're so angry, right? It's partially why they're so aggressive and why they don't feel that he is strong. At least that's the interpretation that I'm having. So there is a fair bit of doubt in them, both of them, both the mother and the father, in respect to their conscious behavior. So I think that to me says that's a negative.
So
I would agree with that.
My counter to that one is, for all of the uncertainty they feel about Bowerstone, they hate and fear the rest of us.
I would not say that they fear you. I think the hate is pretty strong. But the compilation or the compelling that Steam has done here has a fair bit of effect. But this is sort of the raw anger that they feel in the situation. Okay. So I can see what you mean. I can see what you mean by that. But so I mean, again, but that's one of them that goes to the table. So that's for the table to decide. The other one that I'm going to suggest is that, given the circumstances of who Bowerstone is, Lord Bowerstone, the father figure, who he is, he may actually feel like he's being manipulated, and that Steam's intent is to manipulate him into doing something for somebody who Bowerstone might perceive as a lower person if he was alive. Because that was one of the other things that Slade played up about this, right? Is that his family was very aristocratic and
yeah.
Okay, my counter to that is I don't need to manipulate him. I could just tell him, and I'm not.
Right, but so there you could see that there's still an argument for that. Okay. All right. So again, those are my two possible negatives that I'm going to throw on the table. I'm going to let you two decide. I'm going to let you guys decide which ones are negatives in this particular, or which actually apply in this case, and then you guys can throw out other negatives if you can think of some.
Yeah, I mean, those make sense to me, at least.
I think, those two make sense. There's some, I don't know what, but there's something inside of me that feels like there should be something more. Like, I feel there's another negative in there somewhere, but I don't know.
I have
one. I think
one.
we've covered most of the bases.
What do you guys
think? My negative is just by my line of questioning before, the Bowerstones don't give a fuck about this kid that they let Phillips from the Northrop Company take control of. They hadn't looked at him. They hadn't checked in on him. It wasn't until I compelled them to go that they were even like, oh my God, he's been dead for years. Well, who the fuck, So my thing is just how much, I mean, they spent their time trying to brainwash Raymond when they could potentially have saved their other kid, or at the very least done something to comfort him in his taxidermied state. They didn't, so how much did they really even give a shit about this other kid? That's my negative. That's why I think it maybe 3 or 2 would be the fortune roll here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see that.
I could see that as well. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. So
Same.
why don't we? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She said same.
Okay.
So it sounds like
Why
2.
don't we? Yeah. Let's go with 2 then, and that's all on Steam.
Boop.
So you can reflect it.
Ooh.
Wow. Oh wow. Okay. So
Steam's my daddy now.
Now,
I always have been.
See him, Daddy?
hashtag Steam Daddy.
the Lord Bowerstone looks at you silently, regards you, takes weight and measure of your words, and you can feel that. You can feel that in life this man had a fair bit of control in social situations. He was an incredibly powerful negotiator and faced some serious situations. And when those emotions and that consideration, those checks and balances, those, you know, the weighing of the circumstances plays through his head, his spectral head, his brain, whatever is left that it is that has a thinking process. He turns to you and he agrees. And he says, "What will you do about Raymond and this news?"
I will do what a friend would do. I will tell him. And you will leave him alone. Give him a chance to heal. In fact, when he slips into sleep, when his body becomes incorporeal, when he starts to find his way into the field, you will no longer harass him. You will protect him, as good parents should. And then the Bowerstones and the Shroud will bring the North Hook down. Not just for us, not for your family, not for our gang, if that's what you would call us.
And he looks back at the rift that follows Nyx.
This is a debt long overdue.
And he nods at Nyx.
And the Lord Bowerstone says, "Agreed." And he fades.
Nyx turns to Steam before heading back in the house, and he says, "When the time comes, Phillips is mine."
When the time comes, I shall get a stiff drink and watch.
You'll all be invited. We'll make.
I'm sure.
And Steam genuinely smiles at that and nods.
And then we head back to the house.
And you find OC and Bowerstone in what state? And I'm not implying anything physical happened. I'm just implying what is the consolation? What is the consoling?
Gross.
Hey, you know, this crowd I can never judge.
How would OC have sex with a puppet? How does that even work?
I mean,
Hello, Pinocchio. Anyway,
First, you pull the string on the back and the mouth open. No.
6 and 20 rule 34. That's what that is.
That's fair. Yeah, we're probably just drinking and talking and hanging out.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear if I'm burning this house down or not.
I think Nyx breaks the news to you and says, "Raymond, an accord has been reached.
huh?
You get to live."
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yes, and your family gets to live relatively. And we don't slaughter your butler and burn your house down.
I'm I'm sorry, I'm confused.
I'm not going to kill you today. Or in the foreseeable future. I hope.
I'm more or less my family.
Your family, they're super dead, but I'm not going to I'm not going to... OC can kill them more.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand.
As can Steam, so we're just not gonna do that.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, do you want a drink?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
What's left?
Yeah. Hear me out. Now, Raymond, we're not going to kill you. But should we kill Raymond and burn his house down?
I made so many mistakes.
This is a house. Your family is with you more so than they've ever been. But North Hook...
Killed.
It's happened before.
He killed 35 people today.
Wait, what?
I made a sprinkle out of a man.
This was
What
impressive.
the hell did I miss?
The death of some 40 or 50 people.
You haven't been yourself lately, Raymond. You've missed a lot.
And he... Nyx walks up, because he's been attuned this entire time. He walks directly up to Bowerstone, and grabs the hand that's not holding the drink and rakes the sleeve up his arm and says, "People make mistakes. Today, dozens of them died. You happen to have lucked out and aren't one of them." And he rips the sleeve back down and sort of tosses his hand back in his lap.
You know what this means.
Oh, I'm well aware of the pain, the excruciating pain you're going to be in. It won't kill you.
Wait a minute. Who's to say he has to be in any pain? His contract is to what, Raymond? Bring Nyx to them?
Yeah, I was to introduce Nyx Desterosi to Mr. Phillips. And in exchange, he would introduce me to my brother.
Whom he's killed. Your brother's dead, Raymond. Raymond, as you well know, you've lived with your family for how many years? Death of the body is not the end. We've just seen that with Penderin. I believe he still has your brother. Somewhere. In something. We need to draw this fucker out.
Are you...
Your father agrees. But I don't care about that, Lord Bowerstone. I care about the one in front of me.
You say that my brother is dead, and my father agrees to help you?
No. To avenge him. And perhaps help you in the process.
Damn it.
Nyx, you have something else going on, do you not?
Oh, wait,
Mr.
the whole reveal thing.
No.
Oh, wait, which one are you referring to?
Steve,
Steve, I have so many secrets. I need you to be more specific.
I don't know
like a
all of
fire
them.
magic
I
show.
don't try to hide anything, but yes.
Which
Are
one?
you the father, Nyx Dexter?
Shit!
Survey says.
I'm the other Bowerstone this whole time. No! It was a clever ruse. Yeah, which secret are you talking about? There are literally so many of them.
You want to get rid of the Desterosi body that you're currently inhabiting. I mentioned, or Steam mentioned before last episode at some point, that there may be a way to work that all to your favor.
That's true.
If we can figure out a way to do everything, to have Bowerstone take you to Phillips and you to use whatever it is you're going to do to your benefit to not only kill Phillips but fulfill your destiny, then that is the proverbial one stone, two birds.
It is true. In your addled state, Raymond, you had mentioned that the end was coming and we could all see it. Most of us have taken precautions. Steam believes he will ascend to godhood. OC, I'm not entirely sure what she's doing, but she's doing it for sure. And I myself have found a way to be an immortal and possibly join Steam in his ascension. That leaves you. Tricky as it may be, but as Steam mentioned, all of this falls directly into what I had planned on doing anyway, but it puts a nice bow on it.
Oh. Speaking of, NOC leaves and heads back to the crow's nest.
I don't
She remembered she has plans. She's been gone a while.
know what that woman was doing. I think she's drunk.
So we're not burning the house down then?
This is expensive shit.
Did someone say burning the house down? Can I go?
I don't know. I was looking forward to burning the house down, but...
I've lost control of this situation.
Mr. Bowerstone, am I burning your house down? It would be my honor.
What makes the most sense, Nix? You're the one that's going to be going to North Hook.
Well, it appears as though... Bowerstone, what... This is a serious question. I tell you this in earnest, as to avoid your usual grimace when I ask you things. What good are you?
He is alderman.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yes,
The fact that I can usher in Bluecoats and the Imperials to do official work.
None of that will work.
Are you sure? Because I met your friend, and she, it seems with a little bit of a signature writing and word manipulation, anything can happen.
You think that North Hook doesn't have 50 Petras?
Did the North Hook have access to the Bluecoats, the Imperials? I'm saying if we can use everything that, I've been made into. You guys made me into the Alderman.
let me rephrase my question. In a world in which the North Hook Company is in utter disarray, and half, at least, again, of the Council of Six are gone, if not dead, and the shipping industry here is in shambles, what can you do? Are you better served as an alderman, or are you better served dead and as something else?
I think I'm better served dead. I think the time of what I've done here is coming to an end. We have new goals, and if you... Nix, if you're planning on doing what you're doing, Steam, you, and OC, you have your own plans. In the end, it sounds like it would just be me.
I should be around for quite some time.
But here's the question. Will the Shroud be here for quite some time? Or will our legends drift away as we do our own thing?
Nix begins to pace, and it's his usual plodding pace. He says, "How well is the alderman respected in Crowsfoot? I would say quite well, Steam, yes?
I agree.
And when the Council of Six was missing, the city turned to the alderman, and he was one of the few that remained, so the upper citizens respect him at least in some modicum."
Steam starts smiling. I agree.
Well, I can't make you a member of the Six. No, I likely can't make you a member of the Six. I am going to kill Phillips. And you are best served as a figurehead in disarray, so why not lead the Northwood Company?
Lead the Northwood Company.
You have a lot of free time on your hands, it appears.
That I do. Part of me wants to see them rot and burn.
Why not both?
You see, what we discovered before the man sprinkler is that the Northwood Company has been buying up, and he looks to your arm, dozens and dozens and dozens of the crewmen. And in the wreckage of all of the iron ships, all of the Leviathan hunters, and all of the absence of the Six, the Northhook is rebuilding. No one is stopping the Northhook from taking over the Leviathan business and all of the fishing, all of the ocean-bound travel. If left unchecked, they will be the most powerful faction in this city. Apart from me.
We can't let that happen.
Now you're talking. How do we make that happen?
All I know is that I became arrogant and I became self-centered. I don't want to be the one making decisions right now. You've always been the best at that, Nyx. So, I'm asking you. No, I'm telling you. Give the command, and I'll see it done.
Well then, we have some plotting to do, and some planning. The entry is easy. The exit, however, is difficult. And I warn you ahead of time. Oh, see, shit. Oh, she's gone. I will fall.
No, she's waiting. No, she's still there.
Oh, you're still there?
She's waiting to hear whether or not she's going to burn this house to the ground
Oh,
or
yeah,
not.
yeah. He like, looks
Just there with the matches.
Oh, see, yes.
Matches. Pussy work.
Matches are for mortals.
Let it be known that I only want to kill Phillips. Once I have done that, I will fall in the Northwood Company. Is that understood? And he looks to everyone in turn.
OC's been hitting the sauce pretty hard. You just see her standing in the doorway. She didn't know about your plan to do that. One more time. I'm listening now. I zoned out for a minute there, guys.
When we get Phillips alone, I will kill him.
I got that part.
And then I will fall. And none of you
Like
will
Trip?
attempt to rescue me. No, I die in the Northwood Company.
So be it, Nyx. The last ride of Desterosi and his immortals.
Raymond?
Yeah.
Now then. To Crowsfoot. Oh, we look like Johnny.
Guys, he didn't like your bullshit. He didn't like your
That was perfect. Oh, man. That's good stuff. That was good stuff. Guys, while we're all cut in half and at fun angles while we're waiting for Johnny to return, I will remind you guys that, first of all, we're playing Blades in the Dark. Which, as you've seen here, for about the last 6 months, it's fucking dope as hell. If you guys have not, you guys are just joining us and have not caught up on the previous episodes, all of this is tied in for the last 6 months. It's a pretty intense story. It's in a pretty intense framework. You guys can check all that stuff out on our YouTube. It's all there in playlist form, so you just click play and we can watch all of it. It's about 90 hours of content, so it is, excuse me, quite a bit. It's quite an endeavor.
May I recommend seasons 2 and 3?
Yeah, specifically 2 and 3 are the best. Although the plotting of season 1 was pretty good.
Yeah.
No, season 1 was awesome.
Just didn't do anything.
That's true. Also, I'll remind you guys that now that Johnny's back, we are doing a giveaway here for unMadeGaming and Elderwood Academy. So check this shit out. You guys can enter to win this cool custom unMadeGaming dice chest. It's ! giveaway in chat. And Johnny, now that you're back, we're headed back to Crowsfoot.
Was there anything else that I missed in that exchange?
I don't know. When did you die?
I literally died when OC started speaking.
I basically told
pretty
him the
much
plan that said that
she made him repeat himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to Crowsfoot, you see the cleanup of the Bowerstone stratagem that went against the Lampblacks and not the Crows. The Crows are a little agitated given the closeness of all of the blue coats. However, Gillis reports to Steam that he was able to keep them in line.
As soon as Steam walks into the crow's nest, I know that Gillis would look at Raymond like, what the fuck is he doing here? And he would immediately announce that Raymond, by his own manipulations, has ended the Lampblack threat in Crowsfoot, and start a cheer.
And the cheer eventually goes up, although there is a little bit of a hesitation. However, the moment that the cheer begins, there is some frivolity and sharing of flasks and bottles are opened. So it begins to take on its own life and then becomes essentially a distraction for the majority of the crows.
And Steam moves among the crows, and he starts saying, you know,
Tonight we celebrate. Tomorrow we move in on the Blacks' territory. We take everything that they have controlled, the Lampblacks. Anything, property, they're ours. And he just moves from group to group. You know, the Lampblacks' territory, it's ours now. We no longer utter the names. It has always been the Crows.
You know, just through everybody, just rah, rah, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And so as you're doing this, a little bit of movement on the stairs up catches your eye, and you see the old man looking at you, and then he begins to find his way up the stairs and disappears from your sight.
Can OC see him?
No, nobody can see him.
She believes you, though, because she has a crazy lady trying to kick her ass, which she's now friends with. She's going to go upstairs and go check on Nye, and even though she doesn't know her.
And if she's going upstairs, kind of like following where the old man went, Steam's going to go up. I'm not going to interrupt what OC's going to do, but he's going to wait. And if the old man is somewhere for him to engage, he wants OC with him when he engages. Even if OC can't hear, even if she can't see him, he wants. It's a united thing now. He does. I don't want to deal with this asshole by myself anymore
because I don't like him.
He continues up to essentially the lookout at the top. As OC begins to move into your quarters, where she has had relations and spunk up the place.
Ectoplasm everywhere.
OC, when you get into that room, you find the body sleeping.
Okay, she'll keep going up then.
Fitfully, but you will find the body sleeping. Is there a reason why you're going up?
To check on her? Oh, the kids. The kids, we last left them were on the roof.
No, the kids were on the second level, I thought. They were doing...
Not all the way up, but the roof, and then there's the other...
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Like right above Nye. She's just checking on the kids. That's all.
Yeah, the kids are training and doing their thing.
Okay, she'll just sit there and watch them.
Oh, you're not going to talk to Nye then?
She's sleeping.
Okay, then what I'll do is I'll come up and Steam would come up and be like,
OC, can you... My friend is here. I do not wish to speak with him by myself.
Yes, she's been... yes, your friend. We shall see. To the roof.
You won't be able to listen. Just humor me, please.
As always.
He walks up to the roof.
And you see the man standing away from you, turned away from you, looking out across the vastness of Doskvol. Hat in hand as he's just kind of staring out into the distance.
Have you come to pick apart what I've been doing? Say how disappointed you are.
He turns, and you can see a little bit more about him now. There are scars around his neck. His face is more weathered, and the patch that covers his eye also looks a little bit more weathered. It is not the deep black, but has started to fade. But you're not quite sure why it's fading in the way that it is. It's lightened for some reason. He looks at you and he says, "No. I've come to commend you for saving your friend. By these actions do we judge not just by your negatives." I come to share with you that your final task is at hand.
He looks back at OC.
OC cannot see him.
She's looking off in the distance, pretending like she's ignoring you, because you're talking to yourself at this point.
Fitting that you bring your companion with you.
She is a god. She should be here.
It is not your godhood, your divinity that we judge. It is your humanity. The qualities that you think are so important have no bearing on transcendence. What you did with your friend, and he nods, looking down at the floor. But as I said, the final set of circumstances are at hand for which you will be evaluated. And then he looks to OC.
Show yourself to her.
That is not my task here. My task is you. And my time grows short.
Is the old woman hers?
It's a curious question. What do you mean?
She has been tasked with her own set of challenges and questions and tests.
We have no involvement.
But you are aware of them.
In fact, that is the matter at hand. What will you do in this situation? That is what we are here to find out.
I will end all of this. But I need her. I need my sister.
She will not be your sister very soon. One way or another. She will be something else. The question for me to answer is what will happen to you.
What game is this? Riddles.
There are no more games.
What is my final test? He looks back at OC.
And he looks at OC. And he says, "You already know."
He looks back at the old man. Then I will fall.
I have hope. But the reality is that I don't know. We will talk once more. And he begins to fade.
Steam turns to OC. You are my final test, OC.
Like a game?
No. And I do not know what the answer is. I fear that forces are pitting us against one another. For an amusement, for some type of karmic balance.
Seems you are the light and I am the dark.
I do not believe that.
We both know we have... Neither of us have been good.
No. We are the same. You and I. We've always felt it. That's why we gravitated to one another. That's why you believed me when I appeared to the Shroud. That's why I helped you with Nye. That's why we have hidden things from one another. We are the same. I will not fight you, OC.
I don't know what to choose. I give her my word, but maybe the sister's dying is for the best.
I cannot tell you what to do. I am unsure I don't know the answers.
If this is your final test, you must do it.
If it is my final test, I would do it with you. You are not a problem to solve, OC. You are an answer for me.
Let me help you.
Always.
And she's going to lean in really close and put her hand on his other shoulder and lean across. When the time is right, when I've said yes, ascend. She's going to pick the bottle back up and just start walking down.
He doesn't follow. He just turns around, and as he's standing watching the City of Dusk, he reaches down and takes a scoopful of radiant plant ash and sends it into the sky.
So we're going to cut to Nyx and Bowerstone, who are downstairs with all the frivolity. Nyx, you get word through your rooks that the Lampblacks are no more. And that there is a fair bit of uncertainty on the street as to what actually happened. But the rumor seemed to be going around is that the Red Sashes paid somebody to tip the blue coats off.
Nyx finds Gillis in Steam's absence, and he says, "Excuse me, young man, you were the Taikarosi one that Steam refers to, yes?"
I am.
Okay, well, I don't assume leadership here, but this rumor about the Red Sashes destroying the Lampblacks here, no one gang needs to take responsibility for that. Keep the fires at bay. I need you and your men, whenever convenient, to insist, if you catch my meaning, that it was in fact done by Alderman Bowerstone and the Bluecoats, and by no one else. Perhaps maybe the Greycoats, or the Stonecoats rather. It was not in fact done by the Red Sashes. Order must be kept here, despite the Alderman's involvement in seedier side of business. The more everyone thinks the Alderman controls Crow's Foot, the more profitable everyone else will be. This is a request. I could ask Steam to enforce it, but I think you're smart enough to know where I'm coming from.
Gillis looks at you, looks around at the frivolity, catches Bowerstone with a drink. And you trust him?
Oh, not with a single coin. But Steam seems to, and that is enough for me. For now. Know that if he steps out of line in a way that inconveniences me again, I will be the one to kill him. Don't hold your breath to that. But Steam trusts him. OC seems to trust Steam as well, so that works for me.
Done.
Thank you. And he'll
And
grab...
he moves away to enact what your request.
Nix will also grab whichever of his network said that. Whoever brought him that message, and relay the same thing to him. Anytime you hear this rumor, squash it with Bowerstone. Alden Bowerstone being the mastermind behind this, an elaborate plot, bringing in the Imperial Army and the Bluecoats. Whatever lies need to be told to whatever people to make it seem like the Alderman has full control of what's happening in Grossfoot.
Okay.
And when this is brought to Steam's attention, which I'm assuming it will be between the lines, Steam would have Petra start delineating copies of the note that Bowerstone signed by his own hand, ordering the death of the Lamp Blacks and their captain, which he in fact did. So,
wow, well done, Raymond Bowerstone. Very good job. Okay. Where do we find you guys?
OC, are you done making out with ghosts?
She's sleeping. I don't make out with sleeping ghosts.
Okay, I don't know what the ghost protocol is, you know?
There's nothing wrong with lying down with sleeping ghosts. Even the corpses.
No, it's the corpses that's the problem, Raymond.
Yeah, I'm not the weird one here. Let's pipe down a little there over there.
Yeah,
unconscious dead.
Where do we all meet back up? I assume it's the here. I don't foresee any reason really.
She's sitting in the chair across from the sleeping body.
Okay.
Kind of like protecting her until the old lady gets back.
Oh, Johnny, is it easy enough for me to acquire one of the homeless people around Crowsfoot?
One of your Rook network, or just somebody generally?
One of the Rook network.
Oh, I would argue that you would be easily able to do any of that. Yeah.
Okay. He's going to send one of them to inquire with the attendant in Charter Hall at the library as to a message that Nix is expecting.
Okay.
Because he hasn't received it yet, and I need to have that before I go kill myself.
I had a question.
Sure.
Whatever happened with that Arubian general douchebag?
You never followed up, and he never followed up with you.
He was supposed to send someone to meet me.
Yeah, he's never sent
I followed
anybody.
up last, so he never sent anyone, is what you're
He
saying.
never sent anyone.
Okay. I'm going to send note with one of my rooks. One of my girls.
Like, burn the corner of it as like a passive-aggressive warning.
Like a thumbprint. Like burn your hand, like when you're holding it.
Well, let
just
me hold on. Let me ask this question though. In the actual fight at the Aruvian Sword Academy, you only killed one or two people, so you only were inflamed a little bit.
Yes.
There was only 6 deaths at that actual event. So I'm trying to figure out what the burned corner would imply if the
Like you're gonna get burned. I think he just meant in general. Like.
Oh, okay. All right. I just wanted to confirm because there's the literal burning going on, and then there's the figurative burning.
There's no literal burning. Nothing happened. It's fine.
Rumors, happenstance.
The fires are under control.
I seem to remember the end of season 2.
I'm gonna send 2 rooks. I'm gonna send one to go check on the 2 different establishments.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure everything's good. Tell them that they can resume business, but that anyone who's injured can just like stay home on their pay. And then another one to the general.
Okay.
Something along the lines of, I see you haven't held up your end of the deal. Write to me here, and it'll be to the bar that we own.
Okay. The Gallows Respite.
Yep. And then Good job on the lampblacks, by the way.
Winky face.
And then signed like X.
XOXO OC.
Pretty much, but not my name. She's not going to put her name. She's going to put XO at the bottom.
XOXOC.
I like that. That was good.
Damn it.
Okay, so all of those inquiries go off. What do you do while you're waiting for the responses?
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, we're following loosely the structure of, a continued narrative at this point, because it doesn't necessarily make sense in a lot of ways to follow the strict structure of score, downtime, and free play. But you guys haven't had a chance to do free play or downtime actions. Do you guys want to do some of that?
Do we have any clocks left?
Well, I don't know about long-term progress clocks.
Yeah,
I do know that some people need to relieve some stress.
I feel great.
Steam, you got any alcohol in this place?
No, but I am very stressed, and I would like to relieve it if at all possible before my big test. I have the SATs tomorrow.
PSATs? Are you sure they aren't the MCATs?
Well, I have the STEAMs tomorrow.
So why don't we move into sort of a pseudo downtime, because you guys have actually done a couple of things like that could qualify as scores, and just take some time to do some of those. And I'll switch over on the game table. I'll switch over to the clock screen just to see if there really is anything for you guys to actually do.
I think we should take another shot at the 4 pages.
You actually have a fair bit left. Whether you want to pay attention to any of those is
We could probably delete hooking a ghost.
And we can also probably delete cultivating the brood, because I believe that actually completed as well.
Oh yeah, that completed.
You can delete Madame Teslin too.
Okay. I believe even the items can be deleted, because that was involving the items from I believe that was the blade.
What blade?
It's a sore subject.
Yeah.
For that guy.
Yeah, I bet it was a little uncomfortable when you got the pointed end. Okay. What are we doing?
Stir of Echoes is also completed.
You got it.
That one's actually just completed.
Actually,
the Codex
Wow.
Umbra has been read also.
Oh my god, guys. What are you going to do?
Oh my god.
We're completing all these clocks
And
without
demonology is a
completing
moot
the
point
clocks.
because we captured Professor
Pendrin's
Phelan.
dead now.
We captured Professor Valen and Pendrin's dead. So the missing demonology professors is kind of a moot point. We either killed, captured, or found all of them.
We took the shears to a lot of loose threads.
Yep. Season 3, wrap it up. We do still have the pages.
We have to do the 4 pages. Yeah.
So we have the 4 pages, and we have the missing battery for the Codex Machina.
Missing battery for the Codex Machina. You also have there are some other things, impending things that you guys haven't actually dealt with, on top of the things that you've sent rooks off for. Right. One of the things that you have impending that you haven't even thought about or dealt with is the fact of what Steam saw out in the Deadlands.
That's tomorrow's problem.
Is it?
Yeah, we have to rule the city before we can defend it from everybody.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this Fable 3?
Yes.
They're
Season
making
4
new
is
Fable games.
Season 4 is all just taxation. It's just bureaucracy.
So you mean playing diplomacy then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's one city. Yeah, at this point, Nyx is far more distracted about his pending death and retribution to worry about these pages right now, personally. But if anyone else wants to do so, go fucking nuts.
Well, so I think this is also, again, where the other elements of downtime actions really kind of play out, right? Mm-hmm. One of them is acquiring assets. You may be all powerful, you still want to go in with all the dice you can in this particular situation. Another thing you probably want to do is, as with OC and Steam, they probably want to indulge their vice a little bit. So,
Yeah.
OC, I don't know if it's going to be a part of your relieving some stress, but she's going to go to the gallows respite and then have a few drinks, continue this buzz she's got going, and continue on to the burned down house of the sisters and train. If Steam would like to join her.
At the burned out location of the mansion? Really? Okay.
Ghosts attack everyone.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll join you at the gallows respite because my booze is gone. Thanks.
You deserved it.
I've found that doing my stress relief with Nyx is more beneficial than.
Okay. She'll go train by herself.
You're
No,
you're on your own
that's
this
what I
time.
mean.
No, it's too late. I'm already rolling it. It's too
No,
late.
stop it! I'm gonna
Well,
come with
roll
you.
it.
I need him. Don't roll it for Christ's sake.
You're on your own this time.
Me.
I only have
Yeah.
1 stress.
That doesn't mean that you can't
Count on
engage
Nyx.
him.
I have to use my ability and relieve stress by doing so,
Fine.
Can you give your extra to me?
which means I would overindulge. I have 1 stress. I can only move it up 2 or 3. I can only move up 1 or 2, which means it's likely that I would gain.
I'm very curious what would happen to Nyx if he actually got a trauma.
I wouldn't.
ruin
I
his
wouldn't,
perfect
I wouldn't
record.
get a trauma. I would overindulge.
I'm just very curious because I'm thinking about it. It's like, what would actually happen if you got a trauma? Because these are certain things that I'm starting to think about season 3. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you should experience one.
No. I shouldn't. Nyx takes great care to not
Come
be.
on. All the cool kids are doing it.
No, only you.
That's not true.
And you.
I have a trauma.
You took one to ascend.
I tried to get one, guys. It just
Potato,
didn't work.
potato.
You intentionally took them. It's a
I-
different
Okay.
story.
You might be
So-
right about that.
So what is the actual what's going on here, guys? We've been
So,
you
OC,
know-
what is your downtime?
She would probably take some of the kids with her, if Steam would allow.
Yeah,
And take them to
I
the-
want to go to the house though. I will do that. If he's not gonna do stress relief, I will come with you then and do that.
Yeah, because she would just train the kids, take turns with attuning to where the house was, because there's still, things to see there. Take turns attuning with them while training the Steam, like a field trip.
So do me a favor, do a real vice roll in that particular case. That one was just garbage, and you didn't deserve it. Hey now.
I
There you
had
go.
6 because I took one away.
Yep.
It was 5. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo!
All right, so that's your downtime action for stress. Do you want to do anything else?
Yes. Where is you get 1 for every time you train in it, right? For playbook advancement.
Which depends which one.
We took
Oh.
the advancement for 2 now.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend a coin to do it twice
Okay.
because I want this next ability.
Well, then get it.
Okay.
Season 3, fuck it.
Yep, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Okay, so it sounds like Steam needs to relieve some stress as well.
Yes,
So you were training with OC.
correct.
Do it.
But that doesn't do it for me.
It doesn't?
Nope. That's just for her. I have to go
Well.
to
Well,
the choir.
okay.
So he will go to the choir and he will talk to Turtle Womack and set up some subjects so he can get licked on and breathed on and told he's awesome. Because that's the Steam way.
Gross, but also, go ahead.
Well, shit. I don't feel much better. Fuck this place. I'm burning it to the ground.
Really? The saliva
Seriously,
didn't
burning?
do it for you?
Right? He just appears.
What's on fire? Oh no.
Well, you know what? This is season 3, right?
Yes.
I'm going again.
1. So,
Son of a bitch!
Wow.
Guys, I think I might actually be a god.
Greg, you can have my spare downtime.
No, because now I have 3 now. I didn't take it off
You
of the
can-
last
Oh,
one.
let's be honest, you're not going to get more than 2.
But he can bump it down 1 or 2 for a friend.
No, I
Oh,
can't.
it's only if you're trading
Only if
it.
I use it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna spend 2 coin though and do 2 playbook advancement, which will give me. I'm supposed to have 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. How much coin do I have? Can you spend unlimited coin?
You've got unlimited coin at this point. This is just take the fucking ability. Let's just say that.
I'm going to take the ability then.
Do it. Because it's easier. Fuck it. What about Raymond? Does Raymond need you to do anything?
Yeah, I got to indulge my vice.
Oh, gross.
You hug your mom.
Stop my vice.
Do you drink whiskey out of a baby bottle in that crib?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I think Johnny said, it looks like the crib's been
Mommy.
slept in, and all of us went, ew.
He goes, no, the baby is not in there. We're all like, yeah, ew.
We're like, yeah, we know. You fucking weirdo. Gross. Be less disgusting, please.
I'd like to pull out my trusty pacifier.
Someone didn't like to pull out anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
4. Which clears me of all my stress.
Very cool.
And I'll just
indulge.
take a playbook advancement.
Okay.
I'm gonna get... Shit. Where is the Imperial Army, since Bowerstone just kind of called them in?
The squad, or actually not the squad, it would be probably a company that was brought in.
Okay.
Skurlock.
Is Sergeant Harris Tillman in the members of that squad?
He was not, actually.
Okay. Can he be around? Is he around? Did he go back to the Imperial City? Where would I know that he is?
You would know that he is probably at the garrison on White Crown.
Okay, so he's in the city, though.
Oh, he's in the city. He's just
Okay.
not...
Cool. I'm going to acquire an asset in triplicate. It's the same asset. I just want 3 copies of it. Does that make sense?
Why do you want 3
It's
copies?
documents. Because it needs to go to 3 places.
So assets are essentially modifications to a particular circumstance with like a dice roll. Can I
Yes.
ask why you need... All right.
I'm sending
Why-
a document to
but-
3 different people. That will affect the dice roll. Them getting this document will affect the dice roll.
Okay, so you want it to affect 1 time or 3 times?
Just 1 time.
Okay, then it's 1 asset going to 3 different places.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I just wanted. For story, the document is made 3 times and sent out. It's identical, similar to like the documents that Nick's kept pulling out and showing the Bowerstone plan. This is a document. I am going to craft this, or have someone of eloquent writing and with a nobleman's hand and a stamp or some kind do that. But I already have a fine cover identity, and I often carry on me documents. So I'm going to use my silver tongue to work my way into some kind of clerk's office. And much like Petra had Bowerstone sign something without looking at it, it's kind of one of those situations. I am essentially making a document signed by someone important. Fucking Bowerstone, for all I give a shit. The document says that there has been proof, and it fabricates the proof, that the North Hook Company has been illegally hiring corporate espionage and may in fact be behind the destruction of some of the Ironworks ships in an effort to overthrow the noble houses and their Leviathan hunting ships to take over the business in sole proprietorship. Basically, it's a conspiracy document that looks valid as fuck. Well, I guess that's depending on how well I roll.
Roll it.
All right, cool. So I am convincing someone to write this and sign it. So I'm going to go with consort. Um, Position. There's no position, right, for assets.
No
Oh,
position,
wait,
no effect.
Am I rolling consort or am I rolling tier? I forget how assets work.
So with an asset, it all depends on the action that you're taking.
Oh, I'm rolling, and then the tier that decides what tier the asset is, right?
No, it decides what quality the asset is. Quality is different because quality just represents rolling in one circumstance. So you get that dice pool added to whatever it is that you're going to be rolling. So you use that, you put that asset into play. Say you've got 2 dice, all of a sudden you've got a quality 5 asset. You now have 7 dice.
Okay, so what am I rolling? Am I rolling consort here?
You are rolling the action that you
Okay.
deem the element that you want to run.
So position.
No position, no effect.
Okay. Submit. Bonus dice. The Alderman signature?
Is that the only thing you're throwing on the table, or are you throwing something else on the table too?
I have to have him do it. I can't go. Shit. Yeah, I have to have him do it. I have to have him bring the paperwork to get it filled out and signed.
But it could still be your downtime action.
Oh, it's going to be my downtime action, but I have to have him physically do it because I'm a criminal.
You're absolutely right.
Petra could do it too.
Right, but I'm a criminal, so it looks better at having him bring it to someone like Petra and whip it up. So I guess my one bonus would be Bowerstone.
Okay, but you're going to get a second one for Petra because Steve mentioned it.
Okay. Well, all right. So then, yeah, that's fine. So 2.
Yes, 2.
I don't want to press my luck on that.
You sure?
Yes, I do. Like, one of the documents was going to Petra to disseminate into the city. The other document was going to Harris Stillman to disseminate through the troops. The third document was going to the Bluecoat Jaren, my friend, to disseminate through the Bluecoats. So technically, I have a friend helping me to downtime action, which is a +1. And I don't know if you want to give me one for Harris Tillman.
No, I don't want to give you one for Harris Stillman, but I do want to give you one for Petra because Petra is Steam's asset, and he brought her up.
And Jaren for being my asset?
No, again, not in the same way because what you're doing. Okay, so what you're doing here is you're essentially trying to get paperwork filed through the local city government, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 elements that apply to this, right? There's Raymond Bowerstone, who you're going to ask to do this, and then there's Petra, who's going to be able to support it and get the official seal or whatever is necessary in handling the paperwork, right? The fact that you're disseminating it through Petra as well is different. It's a different action in my head, and that action applies to Jareth or whatever his name is, and Tillsman or Stillman or whatever. So,
okay, cool.
So. Take 2 bonus dice to go with that, because the action of creating the document or the actual creating the asset is different than the distribution of it. The distribution is the actual action where the roll will actually happen and how effective that is. And you succeed anyways, right? You get
6.
You get 6. So let me double check. Can't remember the last time anybody actually rolled up an asset. Blah, blah, blah.
Let me double check my character sheet too. Make sure I don't have shit.
So it's tier +1 at this point. You can spend 2 coin per quality at this level. So you guys are tier 4. It's a quality of 5. You want to spend 2 coin, you can start bumping the level up. And we decided previously that you can bump up the level as many times as you want to for 2 coin apiece.
It's currently a tier what? 5?
It's currently quality 5. So
Quality
it's tier. It's your tier as a crew +1.
Okay, and that adds 5 dice. What's the max? I'm gonna roll something real quick just to. I want to know what the maximum is. I forget. Bonus dice is 6. So I'm gonna leave it at.
You're gonna leave it at 6.
I'm gonna leave it at 5 where it is.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm going to. I guess so. That was downtime action 1 is create the document. Downtime action 2 is use the document to disseminate through the ranks, and that's basically, I guess, long-term project. I'm not sure how you want to run that, but it's essentially use that document to disseminate through Bluecoats, the council, or the city, and the Imperial Army to validate the Alderman's raid on the North Hook compound for their what amounts to corporate terrorism. I'm not sure what that would qualify as.
So wait a minute. You want this to actually apply to the action that you're about to take in the raiding of the Northhook Company?
Yeah. So
That
like if we storm the Northhook
That
Company,
sounds like an engagement role modification. You would use the asset
Okay.
in an engagement role,
Yep.
which is what we'll treat it as. We'll treat the actual action as a score, or the event as a score, and you guys will get that as a part of your starting, essentially. Your starting dice pool.
cool. Then in that case, I will acquire an asset. Again, the asset is rumors. And I'm going to disseminate this same information in rumor form amongst, and I'm going to ask OC as well, amongst all of my homeless, and if she will allow it, hers, to disseminate towards the noble houses.
She's shaking her head no. Before I make any comment, why is she shaking her head no?
Just being a dick.
You're a meanie.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that in mind, you're acquiring an asset to spread this rumor all across the city.
Yeah.
Okay, so
now people are talking about it, and then once the paperwork goes out, the city is talking about it. Like the ruling, bodies are discussing it, and then the common folk are like, "Oh, did you hear that? I heard that 9/11 was an inside job." That kind of thing.
All right.
Engines can't melt. Nope.
Yeah. Taikarosi can't melt steel buildings.
Watch me.
I ain't touching this subject.
Yeah, it's
So
we're all gonna burn in hell anyway. So
yeah. So is that a thing that can be done?
Or in heaven,
Yeah, well,
as gods.
okay. So yes, that can be done. But again, if you're calling it an asset, then it implies that you want to acquire that and then use it someplace else as a dice roll. Do you instead want to just make it a 4-segment long-term project?
Sure. That works totally fine as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to roll to get that started and get it going?
I'm going to roll Consort because I'm working with... so I'm going to roll Consort.
Yep.
And we have... So let's see. I have... I got to find... I have 900 screens up. So we have Elite Rooks in the Homeless, which is +2.
Okay.
Because I'm using
So
those.
2 dice.
And
to that.
if OC is allowing it, we have Elite Rooks in the Courtesans to further spread the rumor.
So needy. Fine. Well, which ones are left? Thanks, Bowerstone.
You're welcome for saving them. And redecorating.
Excuse me?
There was a fire. I put it out. So is that 4 dice?
That is 4 dice.
Fuck yeah. Alright, so 4 bonus dice. Come on, 6s. 6. I believe that is a complete clock.
That was a shit roll otherwise.
That was a real bad roll. That was
a
rough.
real bad roll. I want
was
you to
rough.
roll that all again just because.
Just so you can see it again.
If you don't roll 2 6s, if you don't roll a crit, it technically is only 3 segments of the clock.
That's fine. I'll roll it. I have 3 actions, so I'll make sure to complete that. But I'm going to roll it anyway just to see what it comes out
Oh, okay.
as.
All right. Yeah. Just roll again. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Boop, boop, and 4. I mean, it's better than the last one, but it's a 6. Yeah, so I spend my 2 downtime actions spreading this rumor around.
Okay, great. So that actually takes off. And do you time it with the attack?
I time it right now, so the rumor has time to spread like a slow-burning wildfire.
Okay.
That way, when the documents get disseminated, everyone's already kind of aware of a weird thing that's happening, and then they read it on official paperwork, and they're like, oh shit, this isn't just a rumor. This is fucking real talk. Bowerstone's onto something. Especially with Petra pushing the agenda after Bowerstone just destroyed the Lampblacks and further took an action in cleaning up Crowsfoot. Now he's moving on to clean up the whole city.
It's pretty impressive action, I'll have to admit.
Yeah, he's a pretty good alderman.
I'm really surprised.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Okay, so...
Fuck me again, Raymond.
with all of that in mind, it sounds like you guys are done doing downtime actions. What do you want to do?
That thing I messaged you about might be a downtime action. The fact that I just like sprung to life to ask.
No, I read it. I just read. Sorry to interrupt, but chat, you have to know this happened. Slade said the funniest thing he said all season. It says this is like House of Cards, but the cards are knives and the houses are also knives. It's pretty good. I like that. Oh, OC, go ahead. You do whatever you're doing. Sorry.
I'm waiting
do we
on
also
Johnny.
want to? Yeah. Do we also want to try the pages too?
As a downtime action? I think you can do that in free play. Or you could even make a score out of that.
Okay, I haven't learned the rules yet. But...
This is the guy.
About
This is
6
coming
months.
from the guy who fucking counts his stress even when he's off screen.
It's because his stress gives him stress in real life.
It does. Terribly so.
That's why he shows up already drinking.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's 1 quarter in the bag.
So the okay.
Oh,
so
it's more
OC,
than
I
a
have
quarter.
I have a question for you. I have 2 questions for you, and I'm going to ask them on screen.
I wanted the second one, not the first one anymore. The second one that I asked. If that's a possibility to make that into a project.
Yes. Yes. You can totally do that.
That's going to be the final episode. So I can work towards building that clock.
Okay. How do you want to
Okay.
start that clock?
How do I decide how many things it's going to be?
Let's talk about that off screen because I have a couple questions for you for clarification. But in the expediency of time, let's talk about that off screen. But we will make that happen as soon as the session's over. Okay, so gross. Okay, so you guys are back in free play again, or you're back in whatever the fuck it is, the narrative that we're talking about now. What's the plan, guys?
So about these pages. I was being Steve.
What about them pages, Steve?
I'd like to put them together and figure out their secrets.
Okay.
So what are their secrets after I successfully put them together?
How do you successfully put them together, Steve?
I follow and connect the dots, and they just go together. Ink. It's perfect.
What did we do before, like in a tune roll?
Yeah, we
wasn't a
put them together, and they went, "Doink," and they popped out. We did a group of tune, and you led it.
And they said never again. There was writing at the top of the document as the document was connected as 4. It said never again and then separated.
That sounds like more of a suggestion.
Is that sort of like, instead of the rules, it's sort of like a guideline?
It's like the judge. I don't approve, but how many times did he not approve and now he approves? Like,
Right.
You never know, guys. You gotta
It only
try.
ever takes once, right?
Tell you what.
They're more like
So,
guidelines.
okay, wait a minute. I want to clarify something about that because I feel like you're judging one of my NPCs. Let's be clear. What did he disapprove of versus what did he approve of?
We don't know.
He doesn't like
We
me.
just let you go on and on.
Get in line, buddy.
He approved of the humanity,
We just let you drone
but
on.
not the godhood bit.
There you go.
See,
So
I
I got a
pay
little
attention
tinge of
for
the
you in
ginger
chat
Westfield.
saying, is he alive? Fucking paying attention.
Greg, I'll tell you what. I'll since you're bad at everything today, and including relieving stress, I'll roll the group.
I don't trust you.
I mean, you're better at a tune, but I'll roll it because I have no stress to your all of the stress.
do I get
don't
stressed
mind,
for
I
it?
don't mind taking it because I can put a 4 dice automatically in it.
Okay.
With,
How's your stress?
Nothing.
Oh, then go nuts.
I'm clean.
Go nuts.
This Bowerstone is clean.
I didn't like that at all. I'm super uncomfortable right now.
Right. Because of that, you can make the roll.
Yeah, so go ahead and make the roll, and then for every success you get, nothing
Wrong
happens.
one?
For every failure you get, you take stress. Still not the right one. Keep trying. It would be a tune.
He's putting the
Yeah.
Rook's Gambit in there to let him know that you can.
Yeah, trying to do things properly.
Oh. Take 2
Season 3
stress to
fucking
roll
doing it
your
wrong.
best action rating. Action. Oh.
It's a pretty good ability.
It's like one of the best.
So positions, no position.
Well, this is interesting because I need you guys to kind of set me up with what actually is going on. You guys are jumping to the roll. Where's the narrative behind this? Because the last time you guys were thrown, you were denied.
Steam has the pages, which he now reveals to everyone that he's had them for a while.
No, he talked about that last session. I think he was flaunting it in your face.
I gave them to him.
He gave them to me. I took the books
He
and
stole
the
the
fucker did a
books.
flashback.
He stole the books, and I had a flashback where I had the pages. I took them off the body and gave them to him.
I'm sorry.
Douche.
Yeah.
I have a
Talking.
douchebaggy mechanical thing I'm gonna do. Flashback.
I'm gonna play by the rules. Fuck me, right?
Right.
Okay.
Touche, Nix.
All right. Set up the narrative here, guys. What's going on?
Man,
I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it would just be because when we finished the last time, the understanding was there was something there. It said never again, but it wasn't saying to us never again. It was like we got like the first hint of whatever this was supposed to be was never again. We don't know if this was like never again. Here's how to keep it from ever happening again. We knew there was way more to these 4 pages than just that, and I think we kind of agreed we would try again, but we didn't know what the allotted time limit had to be between attempts. And I think that we've had plenty of time to regroup and have plenty of orange slices and try again.
Okay. And how do you go about doing that? Like, set up the situation. Talk about what you're going to do to make this time different for assembling the pages.
This is not a little league thing, Greg.
I think
orange slices.
I think we're on the roof.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Surrounded
Nice and
by
windy up there. That's a good idea.
All these pages.
I mean, yeah, there's all this radiant ash that keeps blowing everywhere. Why does the roof keep yeah?
It's cool up
Why don't
there,
we
man.
just use Nye as a table? She's sleeping anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's like a
This is
sushi
not
bar.
naked sushi.
Just tabletop.
Damn it! Why does
Oh.
everyone know where my brain's going?
Spooky ghost sushi. Goshi.
Spooky sushi.
Gushi.
Is that
So-
Gushi or Goshi?
That's a
Either
different
one.
thing.
So we tabletop Nye, and we put the papers on her back.
Okay.
And that's not true. So I assume that if Steam has a training ground up there on the top, that there is like some kind of something up there.
Sure.
But yeah, I think the radiant plants and the radiant plant ash. I like that idea, and it's dope up there. So let's go up to the roof. Yeah, I agree. Like Nix agrees with Steam. I don't think he gives a shit right now about these papers. He's got more pressing things, like overthrowing an entire elaborate corporation. But he does also believe that it wasn't saying never again to us because Nix knows what the paper is supposed to be, or at least he thinks he knows what it's supposed to be, and that it means never again for what is on the papers. Like this will never happen again. So yeah. So he assists Steam because Steam wants it done.
Now, Johnny, I could take one of my many crits for this, couldn't I?
Is that what you're telling me that you're going to do?
Yes.
Are you going to crit the shit out of this?
I'm going to crit the shit out of it.
Okay.
I'm going to massage that crit.
All right.
It moans an
So-
abject pleasure.
So, since you're going to crit this, I'd like you to at least describe to me the different approach and ritual getting to the point of assembling and everything else. So, what extra steps, what about this is different than the last time, which was essentially just everybody attunes and assembles the pages? What care do you take in this situation to change the circumstances?
We make sure we plug in the doll. No, I'm joking. We go through the entire ceremony of everything. You know, we kind of respect the fact that this is an answer to a question that was asked a long time ago. And instead of just trying to mechanically, nut and bolt this shit, I think that the way that Mike's already described it, how we go onto the roof, we all kind of hunker down instead of just as an afterthought, like, hey, let's put these fucking pages together. It's like we learned from our mistake before that we it didn't work. So we take our time this time. We all attune. Maybe it takes an hour, maybe it takes 2 hours before we even touch the pages. You know, maybe we bring the kids up too, and they don't necessarily help as much as they are witness to the knowledge that we're going to get. You know, it's a focused effort. It's a
Sorry.
It's a focused effort where, in a nutshell, we're just taking it more seriously.
You're showing reverence to what you're about to do, basically.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, critting it. First things first, right? It takes longer this time for there to be any type of reaction. Are the children there? Did you legitimately mean to say that the children are going to be there?
Yeah, I'm bringing them up there.
Okay. So you assemble the pages one at a time, and each time that you do, in no particular order, this time the seam almost vanishes. You can still see where there is a fold, but it's not as if they're completely two separate. They're two completely separate pages, and this happens again as the third page is laid down. It is at this point that you notice that the children are beginning to rock and sway, and they are just moving in unison. And as you place the fourth page down, the seam disappears completely, and the page is flat, and what's on the page is glowing. And at the top, you see the scribble, "Never again," but it's immediately kind of almost blown away or erased as the designs on the page become incredibly bright and begin to shift. And as they kind of flow around the page, it's reassembled. And Nyx recognizes some reference to this, to a diagram that he begins to see on here. Steam recognizes it as a symbol, separately, but not as intricate as what's being displayed. And there is a fair bit of text. And for just a second, you can hear the wailing of a voice, that of a child. And it screams out from the page and kind of just blows away on the wind as well. And you can hear the echo of that scream just kind of play in the distance, almost like a Doppler effect a little bit, where it just kind of eventually just kind of vanishes. And what you see on the page is a ritual, clearly defined, to reopen or to change the direction of the gateway for which the dead flow. And that symbol you recognize, Steam, that the intricate design of that symbol represents the gate. For Nyx, this intricate symbol that you see was referenced by the demon as something that it had seen when it was still not a demon. And it talked about the ritual that it witnessed, which began its transformation, and this was the ritual. And there are 4 basic requirements for this ritual, and then it must be placed. And one of those requirements is the blood of a Leviathan. And when you start to, you kind of look at this, you realize that some of those elements were being used in the ritual that was being accomplished in Ankh Park, but never came to completion because there was human blood required as well. And there is the body of a demon, and then there is something else that's referenced that you don't recognize the name of. It refers, in a loose translation, when you rack your brain and you do a little bit of research after you do this, you realize it's defined as the Old One. But another translation could be Old Ones, plural. And as the swaying of the children continue, you see that their eyes are white. And you hear a voice coming from all of them at the same time, and it says, "This should not come to pass. You should not be assembling these pages." Nothing's happening after that. The children are still swaying. The pages are still assembled.
Greg, these are your kids. Deal with them.
Okay, so what are the 4 steps? There needs to be Leviathan blood. There needs to be some type of demon body, which we have Al's demon body.
I thought you got rid of Al's demon body.
I just threw it off the crow's nest, then we drug it back in.
Nobody ever said that.
Flashback.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm just playing by the rules. Fuck me, right?
Demon body.
Human blood, Leviathan blood, demon corpse, or demon
We'll
body.
just take the blood from that guy in our basement.
He's not a demon anymore. He's a regular person.
No, it's human blood.
Yeah, or any one of us, or Bowerstone.
I mean, depends how much you need. If you need a lot, you know.
Yeah, or Bowerstone.
If you don't want it boiled, though, I probably shouldn't do it.
The old ones.
The old ones.
Did I have a reference to that when... Oh, that wasn't the same. Never mind.
No, ask the question. I'm kind of curious what it's triggering for you, like memory-wise.
When Nye saw... Or I saw through... God damn it. The vision that I was given of the old man, the woman, the kid, and then the one again through the sisters, both times. Would I know that that's who they're talking about?
Would you know that that's who they're talking about, the old ones?
Yeah.
You wouldn't. Okay, so yes, that is what it's referencing. I don't think that OC would put that together from what's in front of her.
She's heard the old ones before, though, a few times. She may not be certain, but like maybe that idea based on the fact that she's heard that before.
Okay, that's an acceptable jump. I could see that.
Because aside from the demons and Chaos and all these other people, that's the only group that she would think of. I don't know if that's too much of a jump or not.
I'm saying that it's not. I think that that's perfectly fine. That's a perfectly acceptable jump to conclusion, essentially. So,
okay.
Children are still there swaying. Pages are still bright.
I'm just going to put my fingers up to the one the kids just flashed.
While attuned, does it look like the ritual was begun?
No. But the children are dead. There are tendrils of purple and red connecting from the document to the children.
Ooh, gross.
And the pages are all one now?
As for right now, yes.
Can I pull them apart?
Wait, can we commit the ritual to memory? That's what I want to do first, is like, if it says to do a certain thing at a certain time of day with a certain amount, I'm going to...
It doesn't say any of that. It just gives you the diagram of the ritual circle, essentially, and it's a complex ritual circle. And it says that it says it has 4 basic elements.
Okay. Is it? I mean, can we like remember the symbol that you said that I recognize the symbol, but
You can. I mean, you could document it. Absolutely, it's there.
I'm gonna run downstairs, lift Nye a little bit, pull a piece of paper and pen out from under her, come back up the stairs.
Isn't she on a cot or something?
Who knows?
Steam's bed.
Sketch me like one of your
Steam's
ghost girls.
bed?
Gross.
I claim thee.
Sketch me one of the spirit girls. So I guess we duplicate this plan.
Yeah, I see. I'll draw it out.
And then we take the pages apart.
They don't come apart. Children are still swaying.
Oh, this was unexpected.
Can I remove the combined pages from the area? Like, take it out of their sight?
What do you... So you're just basically picking up the entire... the essentially the assembled page, and you take it downstairs?
Mm-hmm.
As you do that, the tendril just grows longer. They're still connected.
You fucked up, Steam.
I want an army of children.
Wow. Way to turn on it, guys. Jeez.
Throw him off the roof. No, I'm just kidding.
Spartan kicks Steam off the roof.
Maybe we gotta sacrifice someone off the pages.
You want a demon blood, eh? Kick.
Owl shows up and kicks them off the roof again?
Yeah. You can suck my owl, that's for sure.
He returns it up there and then brings Al's body up and starts constructing the circle. Fuck it.
We doing this live?
Doing it live.
So the circle, the construction of the circle requires a much bigger area than is on that roof.
Barge.
When you
Like,
begin
he
to
used
look at it, you
Onkyot points
realize
to do it.
that the Onkyot Park was a reasonable scale. The open field in Onkyot Park.
What about all of the land on the Dimmer Sisters estate?
Okay, let me take you to the map and show you Onkyot Park.
May I?
No, I get it, but like, I just...
Steam, I understand your interest in this, but may I recall when I told you before that the gods as you perceive them are below the demon princes in the hierarchy? Despite what you believe otherwise, this book here, and he flips open one of the books, details this. Now, if you return the polarity of where the spirits go, they will not remain here. This is how the demons came through. God or not, if you reverse this, you'll never ascend. And I will die in Norfolk. If my spirit passes over, I don't come back.
I wasn't saying to do it now, Nix. What if you do what you were going to do, and you are the last that gets to perform such a feat?
Well, I hope it works as well as you think, but what does that say about your god status? And whatever the hell OC's attempting to do.
Oh, don't worry about me. This won't affect me.
I'm incredibly concerned about you.
I'm fine.
You randomly light on fire.
It's not random.
It's
It's
mostly...
with purpose.
No, it's randomly, and then you light things on fire purposely.
I'm not concerned. You figured out a new way to put fires out.
That's fair.
Did I
You're
miss
resourceful.
something?
No, I told you,
I feel
but the
I feel like I missed something.
man sprinkler.
Oh,
Yes.
Picture the water from the canals flowing blood
Out of
through
your-
my...
Out of your neck.
OC, please, not that shit.
Pressurized.
Highly pressurized.
Hot. Sticky.
Stinks.
I'm well, I know what
Corporate
blood
tinge.
smells like.
It's like sucking on a burning penny.
It's like throwing mud on a fire.
The children are still swaying.
Thank you. Right, back to better at hand.
Regardless, Nix, it has begun.
What the fuck's an old one?
I'm guessing it doesn't mean just an old person.
No.
So, you guys know how crazy lady was trying to possess me, and then she was chasing me, and then I punched her across the room, and she came back. Are you guys following?
Yes.
Yes.
Vaguely.
She showed me something. I was telling Steam about it. All of the memories from the sisters, they pass on to young ones. And now they want me to do that.
It's just
With
like Moana.
all of... I don't know what that is.
You're welcome.
God damn it.
Well done.
God damn it.
What can I say? Except you're welcome.
All right, you're ruining her moment. Stop it.
Shiny! No,
Yay,
now I
there
gotta go
we
listen
go.
to it. I gotta listen to
go.
it. God damn it, now I gotta go listen to it this stream. No, yeah, but she'll relay the message of all the visions and everything. And then the past visions, and then the one that happened with Nye when Steam was there, back in the establishment.
But could the old ones be your woman, my little judge? I doubt that they are the ones. The old ones could be...
I think the old
Chaos,
ones
or-
are all of the sisters, and the old ones. Those old ones.
And she wants to what? Embody you, give you.
I will have all of the knowledge that they have had, and I will pass this on to someone when the time comes. That's all they ask of me.
So,
Train them.
is this, dare I say, a choice you have?
Yes. If I do this, they will fix Nye permanently.
And what is stopping you from accepting this?
I never wanted this. It's why I was never a real sister. I ran around, I did errands for them, I looked out for them, but I was never a sister.
You may never have been a sister, but you had your own form of sisters, I'd say. I mean,
My girls.
OC, yes, your girls. But they're not just girls, they're, dare I say, a family. Is that fair enough to say? I've seen the passion you have for them.
I don't think you're the one who should speak to me about passion for my girls.
I'm just saying. The sisters are dead.
Yes,
From what it
but all of
sounds
that
like.
knowledge is wasted.
OC,
We could use some of that knowledge right now.
OC, what do you want more than anything?
She's laying downstairs.
And after that?
To make sure that she never has to jump to another body again.
Then we have our answer.
The way I see things, if what we saw with Hocus was actually true, the land before this one, the arcane arts we use here were vastly different. If you have all of the knowledge of hundreds of years, that would make you the most powerful arcanist in a new world.
Yes.
It would make Steam some manner of divinity. It would make me an immortal. And fuck, we could make Bowerstone a king.
Think you need to get on with yours. I'm waiting for mine. Steam, your children, what are...
It has begun.
Fuck.
The warning's in place. Who wrote these pages?
Let me just ask. And she looks around sarcastically for the old lady.
Nyx chuckles and says, "Who do you think wrote them?"
Who doesn't want this to happen, Nix?
His brother.
If the daylight comes, Chaos will die.
Chaos wants this to happen. talk does not. Chaos wanted all 4 of these pages. I believe he wrote them to begin with. Whatever spirits he bound to these pages don't want it to happen again.
Why?
Because this wasn't meant to happen, and he points to the blackened sky. He says, I believe that whatever he was trying to do, demons were breaking through to whatever world he lived in then. And he said something about he knew a ritual which, and he looks down to the kids, was cast with the spirits of children to stop the demons from coming through. What happened instead, I believe his brother, the Red Dwarf, believes it will be worse the second time around. It won't return to the life it was before.
Chaos did it wrong. Which means it can be done right.
This is true.
If you're wrong,
We all die.
he's gonna die anyway. So are you. I don't want thousands of ghosts living inside my body forever. It's cramped enough as it is with Nye in there.
Gross.
So,
God, someone got it.
if this is to be the last ride of Nyx Desterosi and his immortals, this will require crackerjack timing.
The gears are already turning. I took the liberty of involving Gillis, Petra, Jaren, your girls. The entire city is abuzz.
Northhook. We topple them. We find Bowerstone's brother if he's still alive. We aid you in your transformation. OC and I have a choice to make.
And then we politely ask Caius to sacrifice himself for this ritual. If anyone's an old one, it's him.
Could I not use my knowledge from the sisters to do a ritual to call him here?
Oh, I think if we just ask, he'll come.
What about the Red Dwarf?
Well, he'll also come. From what I understand about what happened at Ankyard Park, he and several others of his ilk showed up to stop Caius. And that is why there's a corpulent Leviathan rotting in our once beautiful park.
Steam saw that because he was in that phased space whenever.
Chaos did it wrong. We can do it right.
Together then.
One last time.
If you hug me, I swear to Christ, Bowerstone, I will push you off this roof.
I don't know who this Christ is you speak of, but
You'll figure it
I
out.
like the cut of his jib.
He likes to push people off roofs.
So as you all are beginning to congratulate yourself with this,
Fuck you,
you
John.
begin to notice that the children are still swaying. Eyes blank, white, just kind of staring.
You should probably... I don't know what you do with that.
It's begun. There's no turning back now. Doors and keys, Nyx.
Yes,
These
well,
children are the keys.
yes, well, it wouldn't be the first time that Caius put some action against the crows. I would call all of your men, all of the stone cloaks, and defend this place. I don't think you can hide them.
I don't want to hide.
But we can't be here the entire time.
The old woman begins to fade in behind Steam.
Well, it looks like I'm staying.
And there is a look of horror on her face when she sees what's in front of her.
You've seen these.
What have you done? What have you begun?
We want to fix it. We want to do it right this time. Help us.
The woman looks down. There is no stopping this. This is... Your ritual will begin in 1 hour on the ashes of your... She looks... On the ashes of your actions. You will be there, or we will be lost. And she begins to fade.
What does that mean?
It has begun.
And that's where we're going to end it.
God damn it.
Damn it.
Ooh.
Fuck you, Greg, and your
Stupid.
fucking 80s references. Mixing and matching them all over the place. I fucking couldn't keep it straight.
Greg, I have so much shit to do. You couldn't fucking wait? God! I have to be the one new vampire. And then kill
God, why
Skurlock.
can't you just leave your kids at home?
I know. The worst. Can't be a dad in real life and then come be a dad here. Jeez. It's role playing,
I mean, God.
not regular life playing. So guys, that was episode 7 of 6 and 20, The Shroud, season
That's
3.
7 or 8?
That's 7. That's 7.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it's 8.
I mean, I feel like you're wrong.
I feel like you're wrong.
Okay. It's 7. The last video I uploaded to YouTube was 6, so it's 7.
We only have 2 shows left.
Yeah.
Let's just kill everybody.
We missed 2.
Did we miss?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
So guys, that was episode 7, as I said, of 6 and 20, The Shroud. This is the final season, but we are coming back in just a few short weeks. Actually, no time at all after the season ends. For the new season of 6 and 20 Metropolis. So definitely come check that out. We're currently doing world building and character building and all that fun shit. It's going to be a real blast. You can get your first taste of 6 and 20 Metropolis next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern on our 12-hour charity stream. January 27th is a 12-hour charity stream, guys. Mark your calendars for that. It is the first charity stream of the year. There are big announcements. If you guys want to be a part of the charity team, please do so. I know Ginger's going to be part of the team. I know that I have several other people that are interested in being part of the team as streamers. And what I've done is I've set a goal at $6,000 because as a team we raised $3,000 last year. And for every Twitch streamer I get on the team, I'm going to increase the goal by $1,000 to see if we can crush this goal for kids, because everyone knows sick kids are gross. And with that, guys, you can come check us out tomorrow at 7 p.m. for Havoc at the Hinterlands, and we'll jump over to our cast and crew. Johnny, who is stifling laughter here and completely unprepared to answer a question. Who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
Johnny, GM for 6 and 20, tabletop streaming, blah, 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 blah. I loved tonight because there was a number of jumps to conclusion that were incredibly spot on. And I'm glad that it's all finally coming together for you guys in a pretty significant way. The one thing I'm interested to find out is who's going to affect the world ultimately. Because there's 2 competing theories of what's going on right now in 2 completely different places. And if Phantom gets to it first, or Phantom gets to it at the end, it's going to change things. But if you guys get to it first, man, I'm very curious to see how they deal with the outcome of it. This is getting exciting for me because I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't have an ultimate, like, there are still some unknowns here. This is going to be good. This is going to be real good.
I'm intrigued to see what happens with 6 and 20, The Shroud Part 2. After the apocalypse. We're actually just switching the system to Apocalypse World. We're just playing the same characters in Apocalypse World. And everything's just fucking shattered and broken.
Gross.
So we'll
That's
go
gross.
over, speaking of gross things today, you know who you are. You know what you did in that room. Ectoplasm everywhere. Miss Ginger Ninja, who are you? What are you doing here? What did you do there? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
Everywhere. That was the last one of the 3 that you were. So I'm Miss Ginger Ninja. I run a Blades game every Saturday, and then every other day we're just streaming fuck around with games. By the way, guys, read in chat my idea, because it's great. Yeah, I play video games and stuff, and there was it wasn't ectoplasm. It was some type of plasm.
Gross.
And don't worry about it.
Yuck.
Was it hot and sticky?
Gross.
Not anymore. It's like 2 fucking episodes ago. It was an episode ago.
Man, I shouldn't have asked.
Oh, man.
I mean, she's laying in it, to be fair.
More disgusting than OC. Bowerstone. Slade, who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you sleeping with your parents? And what do you think of tonight's episode?
We do things different in New Zealand, and fuck you. But yes, I'm Slade playing Raven Bowerstone. And yeah, trader turn maybe redemption. But I had a lot of fun. I felt like tonight was cool. For the episode, for him, a little conclusion for him to be brought back into the Shroud. So now I'm just really looking forward to everything coming together for everyone. So it's quite cool.
I gotta ask the table real quick. Has anybody else ever seen a redemption arc so quick during a campaign?
Better question. What redemption arc?
Listen, it's season 3. Fuck it. We gotta do things quick. We only have 2 episodes left.
Okay, we gotta kill Bowerstone, and then we gotta...
Yeah.
I'm redeemed.
Speaking of which, joining the circle of people fucking up Nix's plans. Greg, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
I'm Greg Grimjack21502 on Twitch and Twitter. I had a great time. I'm not trying to fuck up anybody's plans so much as I want to see our plans resolved before the end of this wonderful series that Johnny has crafted. And I want to make sure that we have some type of closure for each character. And I think that we're kind of heading right towards that. Everybody's shit's kind of tying up here. And if we do it right, it's going to be like the ending of season 1 where you guys got everybody together and blew up the warehouse. We could conceivably get everybody together, get our shit done, and save the world, which would be pretty dope.
Or condemn it, either way.
Or burn it up into a cinder. But I mean, hey, potato.
So we should plan it all next time?
Right. Yeah. We better get started.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can catch me obviously here every Wednesday night for the next couple weeks playing and finishing the story of Steam, and also on my channel on Sunday evenings where we do some Pulp Cthulhu action from 7 to 9 Eastern. Having a lot of fun, punching Nazis and changing the world there too. So come join us, but stick around here to see how this ends.
Sweet deal. Guys, just a reminder, exclamation point giveaway in chat for this sweet chance to win this awesome little dice box here. Super dope. And Elwood Academy is rad as hell. And we're going to go raid our friend, the Bubbernaut. He is currently playing some Shackled City, and there are boobs on screen. So, there's that. And with that, guys, from all of us to you, bye-bye.